Because I'm going to do it and save a couple of videos that I have on Twitch. Oh, connections under settings.
Is it in YouTube or it's in Twitch?
Okay.
It's in
Yeah.
Twitch.
It's in Twitch. You link it to your YouTube account.
Yeah, so go to Twitch, then settings, then connections.
Okay.
Account settings, then connections.
Connection.
You're gonna save Peter's
He's gonna
killing
be
himself
missing
on
in
that
action.
skiff in DSC.
I don't think I have that one anymore.
Oh. I guess you've got the clip for it. That's good enough.
Now, yeah, screw it. We're gonna do it.
Hey Doc, how's it going?
He's going well.
Doc's just chilling.
All right, so it's connected.
It's been a long day.
Now let's go. I know, I'm right there with you, man. Okay, this is not what I want. I want video creator
Video
dashboard?
producer,
Producer, okay.
and then click the little 3 buttons on the far right side,
Okay, let me find.
and there should be an export button.
Where's the? Oh, here it is. Export, yes.
Yep. And then you probably want to set the visibility to public.
$15 is the maximum allowed upload length. Okay.
What?
For non-verified YouTube accounts.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, our videos are like 4 hours long, and it works fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll
but
just have to-
it splits it up. So yeah, let me just do that and see what happens.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys I made this little map. When we
I
came
see that.
Farm
Yeah, I
came so
logged in.
close to punching the lights out of Vinny, I just like, you know what? I better just in case just so you guys can see what you're dealing with here.
Yeah. So the two guys buy the table different than the rest of them.
Yes, they're like beefier.
Gotcha.
They're bigger. They're bigger boys.
Okay.
So we've come to our first official nerf in D&D. Yaru has officially been nerfed.
How so?
Well, actually, I messed up my rolls. Doc did a little bit of investigative journalism.
Probably a good idea. Considering Peter last time, wasn't he like a sorcerer warlock? Like
He thought he was a warlock or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he kept swapping between. He's like, I'm going to use this. Like, that's a warlock ability. I am a warlock. Well, last week you said you were a sorcerer.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
I didn't. It's like, yeah, you used wild magic.
So wait, you did?
That's a warlock. No, it's not.
You did
Peter.
update it already, Doc? Hold on, let me see this.
No, I didn't touch it. But I can give you those numbers again.
Okay, yeah. Just
So
tell
what
me.
did,
Just
what
tell
were
me
you
what
too
to change.
powerful at?
Everything.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, actually, I don't think it was everything, but it was the things that mattered.
So your base rolls that you can put wherever you want are 18, 16, 14, 13, 11, 11.
Okay.
Did
So
you
you
mess
just
up your
do like a
rolls?
16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16.
It wasn't like that.
He was doing, so you know how you do 4d6 and you take the top 3?
Yeah.
Well, he was taking the top 4.
So you just took all of them. We went over that too. I said you gotta take the first one. You're like, oh, okay.
All right,
We were
listen.
building these
All
characters.
I have to say for myself is it was an honest mistake. I did not intentionally make myself OP.
And then,
But
don't
man,
forget
was
as
it
well,
fun.
though, that you get, as an elf, you get a +2 to Dex and a +1 to Charisma.
Okay. All right, I don't know where to update this, so help me here.
Okay,
Wait,
if
as an
you
elf?
just, what do you want to be your highest stat? Charisma?
Yeah.
Charisma for sure.
Okay. So we're gonna, your
man,
charisma's
he's
gonna
getting
stay to
big.
20. Your
Hi,
charisma will
Jack.
stay where it's at.
Okay.
Your next highest is a 16. Where do you want that put?
Uh,
Probably Dex or Con for you.
yeah.
Duke, talk. I need to see Jack.
It's Jack. Jack's here.
Nobody's tough as Jack. Let's go with.
He's gonna be too big to sit on your lap soon.
So charisma's staying at 20. 16 is next, right? Okay.
Yes,
So
that's your
let's-
next highest stat.
Damn, I had 21 for my dex.
What?
Which you can't get to because you stopped at 20, but yeah.
Yeah, 20. You can't get over 20.
That was
Alright.
the problem. He had a 21.
Yeah, let's do Dex for the 16 for sure, and then
Okay, so that's gonna go up to 18 because of being an Eladrin.
okay, and then Con. What was was 14 after that, right?
14, correct.
All right, so we'll do 14 for Con, and then
Okay.
I have 9 for Strength and 12 for Intelligence. Those need to come down, right? It was 18, 16, 14, 13, right?
13, yes. Next is 13, then the last two are 11s.
That's actually better than
How
my.
did you get a 9?
I don't know, man.
Do you remember when he first rolled and like when he started to roll, he got like 3 1s in a row?
Oh, was that
And
him?
it was really, really, really bad. So he re-rolled and rolled really, really, really well. And
Hey,
added
I
a
did
couple.
this in the eyes of everyone. Okay? I
Okay.
just messed up in the application. That's all.
So G, you also, since you guys are level 5, and you either get to add +1 to 2 stats, or you can pick a feat.
I picked a feat, right?
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
was gonna
see
say,
anything in
you
your
check
character
if
sheet.
you have feet.
Do you have a feat?
And the math
No.
worked out where you had picked up a +1 and 2.
Okay,
different
I was
categories.
thinking of Nyan. I picked a feat
Nyan.
for that.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know. I want to look at the feet, so I won't do that tonight. I'll just operate
Okay,
without
sure.
I'll just operate without the pluses for tonight.
As penance.
As penance. Hey, listen, y'all had fun with OPR, okay? Don't tell me you did.
I think you had fun with OPRU.
Listen, I
To be
might
fair, this
still.
won't change a whole lot. Like you still have max charisma.
Yeah, so we'll be fine.
You know, I'd like to see what we could do with 21s and stuff. That'd be nice.
Shit,
And
yeah.
that's where I saw Jesus. I was like, wow, he rolled really high. So I started looking at everybody else's character sheets. And I was like, okay.
Listen, it was an
Let's
accident.
take a
I
look at
didn't
this a little
purposely
bit.
make myself overpowered. It's just
No.
it's just what happened.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
It was an act of mod.
It was an act of God. Well, you know.
No, act of mod.
I just
Yeah,
had
God,
I
it's
just had a
game.
Pull the mod
Organizational
powers
director.
out.
I just had
Are
a
you in roll 20?
No, I was ordering pizza and hanging out with Jack, but
Damn.
now I will be there.
I need y'all to never mention pizza like around me because I had food.
I actually had pizza tonight too.
Do you have a Ralph problem, G?
I have a pizza problem. Anytime my wife
Yeah,
is like,
so this guy that you guys know him, Misery.
okay,
He has a pizza eating alter ego. So his name is Yannick, which is hilarious because sometimes people call him Yannick. But anyway, he has a pizza eating alter ego that we have named Ralph, and Ralph has no self control.
I don't. I literally do not have
somebody
self-control.
if somebody mentions pizza, he just like, oh, I guess I'm ordering pizza.
Yeah,
No, it's not that. It's that if there's pizza around, he will eat until he dies.
I can consume an entire pizza by myself.
Hey, buddy.
Like I literally have
Kinda
no
used to
self
be like
control.
that. And then I grew up.
I haven't grown up yet.
Harsh.
That's
I
unfortunate.
think I could if I wanted to. Like,
No, but
I was,
like I
really
will.
hungry
Yeah, and, like
And didn't eat anything that day.
Colt, like we were
I'll
playing
be
Crucible the
back.
other day, and Colt was like, "Yeah, I'm having pizza," and I was like, "God, man!" And now I have to order pizza. But I have food here, so I'm going to eat this. Very delicious.
All right, boys. Well, I'll do the recap while JD's gone. So last session, you guys had already been in Belton, and you had completed the handoff of Arisma to Vinny, who is the
That's right.
self-appointed leader of Belton.
We got some V cards.
Yes, you did. Things were a little, dicey during the conversation, but you guys managed to calm some egos and some tempers, and still managed to get a pretty good deal. Yes, you got your V cards, which Torvar and Yaru used to get blackout drunk, and put on quite the performance. While Roki
It's
and
important to you and
Stark
important that your kids
went on a shopping trip, with Stark buying the most expensive thing on the menu with plate armor, and Roki, you got yourself a quarterstaff and a ring of defense ordered from your good old friend Hisbin Brasscord, who just loves to give handouts to people.
Oh,
So,
he has a last name too? Oh, yeah.
yes, his last name is Brasscord, Brasscord.
Okay.
So you got your stuff ordered on Amazon, and you headed back to the Happy Pillow, and you all slept wonderfully after sleeping outside in nature for a while.
I
We're tired.
didn't. I prefer a tree, but
Oh.
I'll take it.
It might have been a little uncomfortable because they were like down feathers, so you know.
Okay. Yeah.
But it is now morning. You guys were in rooms of two, so it's two of you were bunked up in a room together.
I'm gonna go with Torvar and Yoru are probably bunked up together.
Oh yeah.
That's probably a good call.
Oh yeah. I mean, we were just like we had just had the greatest time. Y'all really missed out.
Wasn't I enthralled by his performance?
Oh yes, you were like the hype man. You got the
Was
crowd
he-
into it.
Was he singing or was he playing an instrument or both?
He put on a performance of Macbeth,
And
Oh,
and
right.
and this time was like an original. He was the original.
And-
You
and-
In my
guys-
head, you guys are talking about like a beginning of a relationship, and then everything you say is just adding more to it. It's great. It was his performance? He had a great performance?
You guys should have seen him. He was amazing. I've never seen anything like it before.
I mean, we were there for a little bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you guys came in like you heard them from the outside, because it was still going strong when you guys got back that night.
Okay. And then we ended at sleeping.
Yeah, you guys, Torvar fell down the stairs and then got himself back up the stairs. You guys slept for the night.
didn't I like cast invisibility on myself or something?
Yeah, you were like on a table, and that was your like grand exit.
I had the
which
Bilbo
you did
Baggins exit.
performed pretty well.
Man, I will never see as good rolls, consistent good rolls, as I did last time. Like I peaked. Like for the rest
Maybe
of
you
D
just
and
need to
D.
get drunk in game.
Yeah,
That's how your good rolls come.
I was drunk in game and out of game, to be honest.
Hey, cirrhosis is a thing in D&D too, though. Keep that in mind.
What's that?
I said cirrhosis is a thing in D&D too. It'll get you.
What's that word?
Oh. So when you drink a lot, it's when your liver dies.
Oh,
That's what it's called.
I mean, I think it's a monk subclass that's the drunken master.
Way of the Drunken Master. It's hilarious. And sometime I want to play it.
Yeah.
that sounds like a good time. Making a mental note of that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you would probably like that quite a bit because it kind of combines Yaru and Nyan.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you're a monk, but you're like
A drunk
bard
monk.
monk, basically.
It's
yeah.
like you're like a hit and run. Like you smack someone and then you can just move on to the next with no repercussions.
Awesome. Okay. Next, that's my next character for sure. All right. So
Well, Stark's having a little trouble getting his armor on apparently this
Yeah.
morning. He's been a little slower than usual.
So I think the plan is me and Torvar are gonna go try to get our armor and spell.
Yeah, we're gonna go get our due. Use our V coins.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. What is Roki gonna
trying to
do?
decide if we want to follow you guys to like make sure you guys don't get in any trouble.
Trouble us?
Does this indicate a lack of trust?
I think it does. I'm sensing
Let's see
a
what
lack.
Stark thinks.
What is Torvar chaotic neutral, dude?
That's a great question. Hold on. I believe so.
I changed my alignment last time.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I went lawful.
Okay.
I was chaotic good, but now I'm chaotic neutral.
Torvar is, wait for it, chaotic neutral.
So,
So
man,
like,
I'm the only
we have
big
two
character
lawful
now.
goods and two chaotic neutrals.
Wait,
We
is
have
Stark,
two chaperones.
Stark is
lawful.
good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
We've got the kids and we've got the parents. That's what's going on here.
My other campaign, we have one good character and the rest of us are all neutral, and it's awful because the good character is basically like obviously trying to do good things, and the rest of it are like No, that's dumb. We're just gonna do what we want to do here. it's it's a little rough at times.
I said this in the last campaign, but we seem to have a except for Rock, we seem to have a pattern of creating a bunch of amoral bastards.
Yep.
Although
Yeah,
I think Nyan was chaotic good.
Nyan just didn't have much experience with life.
Yeah.
I feel like.
The
He's
next
kind of like all over the place.
the next iteration of Nyan is going to be like, all right, I've seen the world. We're gonna have an actual personality.
All right. Well,
2.0. I mean, we could probably just start off with them going around town, like Stark and I
yeah,
don't have
sure.
to be there
We'll
for that.
just Stark. I mean, he's always been the strong silent type. He's just gonna tag along for now. And then if JD hates that, we'll change it up. But I don't
I
think I'll have a
suppose
problem.
if Stark goes with them, then I'm gonna go too. But I won't like go in with them. I'm just gonna like, kind of hang out in like the streets and stuff and just listen.
Okay, sure. All right. So Yaru, Torvar, it sounds like you guys are leaving the bus. Where are you headed first?
Are we
Black-
going to the
Blacksmith.
blacksmith guy?
Yeah.
All right. So it is bright and early. The sun's just coming up. You guys, as you head downstairs, you kind of see the aftermath of your performance. There's a lot of people just kind of passed out on chairs. There's barf everywhere because everybody got a little more into it than they thought they would.
Perfect.
Yaru says
And like,
nothing.
as you're coming down the stairs, there's someone like rushing outside to puke.
Yaru says nothing, but he feels an immense sense of pride, and he just has the faintest of smirks on his face as he walks downstairs.
Torvar just
Yeah,
chuckles.
you guys killed your constitution roll, so you aren't hungover in the least.
Just a bunch of
It's
champions.
impressive.
We're just a bunch of
It's impressive.
champions, dude. Just like that's we're just a bunch of champions right now. We've separated the men from the boys.
Gods
Yes.
among men.
Yeah.
You
What's
have.
happening?
So you all woke up, and I mean, basically, you're starting to head downstairs now, and you guys are starting to see the aftermath of Torvar and Yaru's performance. There's people just like passed out on chairs, on tables. There's puke everywhere, from everybody getting a little too into it. While Yaru and Torvar, who's still drunk a ridiculous amount of alcohol, expensive alcohol, aren't feeling it a bit. They aren't.
The tippy top shelf.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
You
don't
are
forget the
feeling top shelf.
fifth finest alcohol as well.
That's true. That's true.
Before we exit, I've only had 4 sips of this. Before we exit,
Apparently that's enough.
yeah. Before we exit, I'm gonna go. I'm assuming the bartender, the barkeep, or the owner is behind the bar still.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of side eyeing you a little as they start. They're like cleaning puke off the
Yeah.
bar.
I'm gonna go up to him and give him a gold piece and say, "Hey, listen, I appreciate y'all's understanding. Sorry about all. Sorry that it got a little out of hand, but here's."
I forgot Yara was giving me money all night. too.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all, handling it, and I think everybody had a good time.
That brightens. This is the younger one. It brightens his mood a little bit. He kind of laughs a little and goes, "Well, it's not the first time it's happened, and it certainly won't be the last." And he looks at you, and he asks, "Are you planning on doing this more often? Am I going to see more of you?"
I mean, it's not gonna be, if we happen to come back here after another major, adventure, maybe, but I don't see it happening in the near future.
There's a little bit. His body kind of like sags in relief, just a little bit. He says, "All right, well, as long as you've got that V card, there's a place for you here."
Thank you. I don't see an expiration date, and he kind of like does a coin flip with the coin, and like catches it. He's like, "Yep, noted," and then rejoins Torvar and leaves for the blacksmith.
All right. So, pretty early morning, so people are just starting to kind of get outside, and there's still some early risers. Before you can kind of hear the blacksmith before you see him, and you guys now realize as well why the anvil is called the anvil, with that giant anvil that is slowly collapsing the roof. But you can hear him hammering away. He's still in there alone, kind of just humming to himself as you guys pull up to the anvil. He is not aware of your presence at the moment.
I'm still standing outside. I didn't go to them.
I mean, I certainly can do this, but does Torvar want to engage with the blacksmith?
Of course not.
Does Torvar ever want to engage anybody other than in combat?
All right, fine. I
What
wait.
question was that?
I wait. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Duke wants to, have a social interaction that's not dominated by my character, but that's totally fine. I don't mind.
I had a social interaction last night. I was just drunk.
Oh, yes, you did. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for a pause in his pounding, and I'm going to greet
That's
him.
what she said.
Is that Torthar or Duke speaking?
It doesn't matter. Okay, so no, every character Duke has played thus far is just a slight alteration of himself. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for a pause in his hammering, and I'm gonna greet him and say, something to the effect of, top of the morning, or good morning, or something like that.
Okay, so he was in the zone as you
Oh.
came up to him, and he kind of in that pause, he's got the hammer back, and you startle him, and he kind of jumps, goes Merlin's beard, and looks at you. He turned to you with the hammer too, and then realized that everything's fine, and apologizes for his version of swearing, and he kind of like fluffs out his beard over his vast gut and greets you as well.
I just say we heard that we heard from our compatriots that you make some of the finest weapons and armor, and we've come to you to try and get some high octane equipment.
Oh, you're friends with that guy that looks like a bird?
Yes, he's actually a bird, but yes, he doesn't just look like one.
That looks like a bird.
I didn't want to ask. I thought that might be rude.
I mean, I can see that, but yeah.
All right. Well, before we talk business, let's see your V card.
Produce my V coin.
All right. He doesn't spend near as much time looking at this one as he was already expecting you guys. So he looks at it.
See, this is.
He hands it back.
Yar returns to Torvar and says, "See, we did it right. We had a good time, and we didn't have to go through the rigmarole of proving what we were here for."
Hell yeah, Torvar goes. Hell yeah.
So he kind of gestures back to the piece of plate metal that he's working on the anvil and says, "Well, your buddy's gonna have me busy here for the next few days. He's already got a pretty good suit of armor, but he wants something better, which I'm happy to do, but it's gonna take some time, and it's kind of first come, first serve here.
No worries.
You can place your order, but it might be a little while before I get back to you."
I'm in no rush. Does not surprise me that you say that about the man with the electric fingertips. But yeah, no worries. I mean, I'm not in a rush for sure. We like your advice on what best to invest in, because I myself am not certain.
Well, he kind of looks you up and down, and he's not near as interested in you. Because you're probably wearing armor, aren't you?
I'm wearing leather armor.
Okay, you've got leather armor. I guess you wouldn't know it, but compared to his reaction to Stark's armor, he's much less interested in your armor. But he looks it over and he says, "Well,
Suck it, nerd."
I see you've got some leather armor on, and while that is pretty sturdy, that's some pretty good craftsmanship. I can do better. So I could make you a better set of leather armor if you'd like. Do you have like a weapon on your hip or anything? Do
I
you
have a
carry longsword?
I have a rapier.
Okay. So he would also comment, well, if the rapier's more your choice, we can also make that a little pointier. And that's not what he said. I can get you a better sword as well.
That sounds good.
That's more to your
Can you
choice.
do anything in regards to my bagpipes? And I produced my bagpipes out of my bag of holding.
To your bagpipes?
He is a high-level entertainer.
Yeah.
He is.
Torvar is now like my official hype man. Like if Yarrow was like a singer or a rapper, like Torvar would be like part of the entourage.
Yeah, 1000%. I'm
So
turtle.
he seems to actually be more interested in these bagpipes than any of your conversation before now. And he's kind of looking it over and goes, well, what sort of alterations did you have in mind?
I don't know, just something to make it more effective. I use it with my magic, to cast, certain spells, certain. Usually, it's not usually like offensive. It's usually reactive or healing or something like that.
Okay. So he looks at it and he's kind of getting more excited as he starts looking at the bag, especially like the bagpipes they have like.
Yeah, they have those
what are they
like
called cylinders that come
Yeah.
out of it, right?
yeah,
The rods,
So he goes,
the pipes.
the pipes.
This is doable. Yes, that's what I was thinking. And he goes,
We are all
I mean,
smart.
at the very least, I could make this louder for you and potentially reach more people.
Louder is really good. I like that.
Okay. So now it's starting to dawn on him when he sees that Torvar hasn't even spoken yet, and he's part of this group, that there's a lot of work to be done here. So he says, do you want this is this in place of your armor or weapon that you would like, or do you want both?
Well, if we can do all three, I would like that. But if you're short of time and resources, I would rather the pipes and the armor. If we have to prioritize the work.
Well, you've got the B card, so as far as I'm concerned, that's a free pass. But it's especially, this plate armor, he scratches his head, goes, this is probably going to be another day at least. And really, I'm sure Rock probably is aware, but most like magic items take a lot longer than a couple days to become magic. But I think that's late, so we're not going to do that. But so he says it's going to be at least another day for Sir Stark's armor.
Yar turns to Torvar like raised eyebrows, like as if to say, when did Stark become a knight?
Didn't you? Am I thinking of the farmer? I'm confusing two things. Sorry. But anyway,
He's just being
says,
kind.
Yeah.
That Bert fellow, all he wanted was a better quarterstaff, and that's not going to take as much time. But I would say it's probably going to be at least another 2 days before I can get to these bagpipes. And then if you're going to add on, he's kind of doing the math in his head, if you're going to add on another set of armor and another piece of weapon, we're looking at the better part of a week now to get all that done.
Do we know if there's other armors in town, or is he the only one?
You would know that there are other armors in town, but not any that can that would do better work or that could enchant.
Skill-wise, okay.
So
Yes.
at this point, I'm gonna say, I hear you. I like it. Let me confer with another member of my party on this. But while I do that, why don't you discuss with my colleague Carrot, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
So I'm gonna step
And
out.
he looks at the giant orc.
So we can
So Torvar just says the quarterstaff can wait.
Okay. So he looks at you in confusion, I guess, and says, "All right, what were you thinking?"
Well, I obviously, if you gaze upon my magnificence, I don't wear armor. So I'm interested in weapons, as you might imagine.
Look at these scars, dude. Have you considered wearing armor? You would your whole body is covered in scars right now. Armor would prevent half of these. No, you're just gonna get cut on. Okay, yeah. Well, let's look at weapons.
Torvar should say like, have you considered being a man?
You considered not being a little bitch.
Classic.
Is that wait? Is that actually your response? Is
No,
that
no. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But it would be really funny.
Uh-oh, I think we lost G.
No, he's giggling.
Oh,
Oh,
have you
I'm confused.
considered not being
Yeah.
a little bitch?
Okay,
got it.
anyway.
Wait, do I have the power
Yeah,
to
we lost
change?
him.
Do I have the power? Hold on, I need to see right now. Do I have the power to change your nickname?
Definitely doesn't respond to the, would you consider armor thing.
Sure.
Please tell me I have the power.
Yeah, so his sentence trails off when he's like, but Armorwood kind of sees that it's going nowhere and says, "Okay, let's what piece what weapon are you looking at or thinking about?"
So I sort of reach around and brandish
Yeah, you
my great axe.
Damn, I don't have.
Okay, so he looks at your great axe and goes, "Yeah, this thing has seen better days. You've had it quite a while, yeah."
It's found its way into many a skull.
As all great axes should be. And there's a little bit of, not admiration, respect, hey, you're putting it to good use, good job, type of thing. And he says, I can definitely, if you like, I can keep this one and restore it to better than probably it started out as, or I can get you a brand new great axe that would also be better than this.
What, practically, are those options basically the same?
They're the same. They're both a +1 great axe. But I was just like, well, I'll throw in if you want to keep your great axe and improve it. type of
Gotcha.
thing.
Yeah, no, it's a trusty. That's my
Yeah.
weapon. So yeah, I would like to restore it and increase its magnificence.
Sure. All right, I'll do that. Make sure
Okay.
to
Pizza time.
Okay. Let's remind him that you are losing your great axe for the duration of him working on it.
Does he have some? Hold on, I got the pizza man's here. Hold on.
Yep.
Oh, damn it.
It is-
I'm still hungry. You better not eat in front of me.
Oh, he's going
Great
to.
axe and the javelin. While Torvar is on pause mode, Stark and Roki, you guys are still here though, right?
I'm outside of the shop if there's an inside to it. Is there a door? There's a door
It's
to it?
there's an arch and no door, so it's an open area where
Okay.
you can see the road.
Yeah,
and you can
then
see-
I'm standing on the road, but within earshot, so I can still listen.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, oops, sorry.
So what Torvar wants to know is if we take your car in for service, does he have a loaner program?
Okay.
Can I borrow
Yeah.
it?
So.
I'll offer to pay him all of the gold that Yaru gave me last
Wait,
night.
hold on. I gave you a lot of gold. Don't blow it all.
No, you only gave me 5 or 6 gold.
No, I'll
right?
give you at least 8 gold.
That's
5 or 6. No. There was 8.
not a big difference.
Let me just
I was gonna say
it's
say
not.
I'll offer to pay him gold in exchange for a loaner.
Okay.
Why don't you just buy a normal one then?
Do I have any money?
What do you mean
No,
you have
I
any
Said
money?
that you have 8 gold.
Yeah, you have 8 gold. We just went over this.
I mean,
So
they can't be that expensive, right?
you had a great axe, right?
It's 2 gold at the most.
Yeah.
Okay. So he will, if you're offering for 8 gold, he'll say, you know what, It's about the same shake you got now, but I've got a great axe in the back that I'll let you rent for until this is done for that. If you
For
like.
8 gold. Seems a
How
tad
much
steep.
does it normally cost to buy?
You would know a great axe is like 30 gold to buy.
Whoa.
30 gold to buy,
Damn.
Yes.
and I'm gonna have it for a week.
Oh, Duke's doing
okay,
actual
so
calculations
yours
here.
is
Well,
gonna be-
until we come
Well-
back and pick our shit up.
Hey, roll persuasion. We're gonna backtrack just a little bit. Roll persuasion on to see if you can jump in front of Roki's quarterstaff order.
Oh right, yes, good
Can,
call.
wait, can I help him with this at all? Can I cast enhance ability and give him an
Weren't
advantage?
you walking back to Roki?
I hadn't
and
left
Starfall?
yet.
Yeah, but we're rewinding.
Yeah, I hadn't left yet.
Okay.
I overhear this and I see.
mean,
I secretly want
if
him
you
to
would
do
like
well.
to help screw over Roki, then
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, does Yaru hate Roki too?
No,
I didn't know that.
but he enjoys.
Apparently.
He enjoys. He enjoys the.
Company
Giving-
of Torvar.
He enjoys the chaos that it creates.
I'm gonna say, yeah, he likes sowing the seeds of hate between the two of you.
can
Well,
I just roll
really
an
between,
advantage?
really just Torvar's garden of hate. And
He's gonna
Roki happens to be the
persuasion
only
Yeah,
plant.
Torvar
in
has a
there.
garden of hate, and I am the gardener.
And all you have is Roki seeds.
Yeah.
Great,
Just
cool.
All right.
I will actually cast enhance ability, or.
No, I gave him advantage. You were there for moral support.
Okay.
So if you are going to
19.
push
Nice.
Roki's order down, who ordered first between you and Stark?
I think it was start.
Stark.
Okay. So we'll say that during this interaction he goes, yeah, we can. He didn't seem like he was too concerned about his staff. I guess we can get this great axe done before that. But I've already started working on your other brother's armor. So it'll still be, and he scratches his beard a little bit and says, probably 3 days before your great axe is done.
And we're leaving for how long?
Well,
We don't know.
we don't know. So
It's
that's
up to you
why.
guys.
So that's why I was stepping out. I was gonna ask Roki what the plan was.
Well, I mean, you know as much as I do.
Yeah, but I mean, who's in charge of this outfit? It's not me.
Oh, yes. Well, we
It's not Torvar.
we'll be leaving at some point, and
Well,
we will...
I mean, I was gonna have an actual conversation with you, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean, is that what we're doing right now?
Depends on if Torvar's done or not.
So yeah, so we're basically going to fast forward again to now. He has agreed to work on the great axe. You have rented your great axe for 8 gold, so make sure you pay the man.
Yeah. Well, hilariously, I never added it. So
All right, and Yaru is now within earshot of Roki and Stark on the road.
All right, so I poke my head out. I say, "Yo." Well, I don't say "yo" because elves probably don't say "yo," but I say
I think it's something probably Yaru would say.
whatever the elvish equivalent of "yo" is. I just say, "Hey, so how long are we going to be here?" Blacksmith saying that Stark's very expensive for no reason armor is going to take probably another day, and then he's got to do my stuff and your stuff and Torvar's stuff. So we're looking at probably almost a week. So what do we? If we do it all, I can restrict. I can bring down what I'm asking for him, but I want to know how long we're going to be here.
Well, we're supposed to go meet with, God, what's his name again?
The magic shop guy.
No,
Or
Vinny.
Vinny.
We're supposed to go meet with Vinny today or tomorrow, and he's supposed to have some work for us, but we don't really know what that work is or where it will take us.
So let's say we go
Guess
meet
it's
him
good plan.
tomorrow, and then the next day. I mean, that's only 3 days. Today, tomorrow, next day. I imagine that he's gonna. If I order everything, he's gonna be working on it for at least 4 days, maybe 5.
I mean, if you want to order it But
What we can do, I'll tell you what. This is what we can do. I can ask him if he can do the armor and the bagpipes within 3 days, and then I can always come back for the rapier.
Yep. I mean, you can also ask him if he's capable of hiring people to help speed up the process too.
That's a good idea. Okay, appreciate it. And I go back inside.
All right, he is just now essentially handed Torvar his. He came back from the back room with the rental great axe, and has just handed it off to Torvar.
Okay, so I tell him, hey, so it'd be great if you could do all three. If I give you some gold, do you think you could bring someone on as a temp status to kind of speed up the process?
Go ahead and roll persuasion. He has been a one-man show for a long time and doesn't like the idea of other
The
people
good rolls
working
continue.
on his art. That was such a mediocre roll that just gets skyrocketed. All right. How much gold are you offering him?
I only have 10 gold. Like, that's all I have right now. Because I had 11, but I gave 1 to the barkeep.
So you offer him 10 gold. He rolls.
Wait, hold on. I offer him 10 gold and whenever I'm not busy to come and like play inspirational music for them.
He says, "Thanks, but no thanks."
But wait, hold on. My music is actually spell casting. Like, it'll actually give them a buff to their work.
And he says, "Thanks, but no thanks, but my work will stand on its own 2 legs."
Just trying to help you out, my guy.
And he's like, he's not offended, but he's like, who's this guy think he is? I've been here, this guy's been here a day. He's already telling me how to do my job.
No. It was more like I would use the Song of Rest to help them like recover from their fatigue or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, so in that case, he's like, I've been used to this. I've been working 12-hour days for years now. I'll be fine. But I am only one man. But you do have an interesting point, and kind of looks back to the gold and says, I can probably find someone to help me out a little bit. And we are going to now say that, just so you guys know, the timeline has been sped up. So, I mean, Stark's armor is still probably going to take the rest of the day because he's got to find someone and all that. The great axe will now only be 1 day's work. Roki's quarterstaff is going to be like half a day's work. We're going to say, I'm just spitballing here, and then we're to you. So it's 1, 2, 3. It'll be 3 days before he can get to your order, Yaru. Which is still better than a week's time that it was previous.
Yeah. Yeah, can I cast Bardic Inspiration and make it go even faster?
You have to stay there the entire time.
That's fine.
Do you want to be his personal cheerleader?
Yeah. I don't sleep. Really.
Wait, you're gonna spend 4 days there?
Sure, why not? What else am I gonna
Standing
be
next to him?
What else am I gonna be doing?
We have a meeting tomorrow.
Other than that, he said it's gonna be 3 days until he gets to my stuff, so I would only go there for my stuff.
Was this are you offering him to offer to help speed things along, essentially?
Yeah, that's what I'm offering.
So if he says, well,
for my stuff.
It's not a big place, and it's only like there's space enough really for like 2 people to be working. So he says, well, I could give you your gold back, I guess, if you'd like to help me in place, but there really isn't. Adding a third person would just, someone would be in the way.
Okay, I don't mind being the second person. You can keep, and I would give you half the gold. You can keep half the gold, just for allowing me to help you speed up.
Okay. So, we're still on the same timeline, but you get 5 gold back now. He is pretty hesitant at this because you're basically a stranger, but he is
Who doesn't know how to
open
work
to
on a
it
board at all?
because of your V card. Says, well, the rest of you don't have to start helping me until tomorrow because basically what I have to do for Stark's armor is anything you can help me with anyway.
Yeah, I just tell him that I have an important meeting I have to attend, but after that, I'm at his disposal.
All right, he says, all right, meet me bright in here early tomorrow morning.
These are the same conversations G has with his wife. He's like, listen, I've got a meeting, and then I'll help you with the kids right afterwards.
It's more like, hey, I have a raid at 9:30, so let's
There's that too.
let's make sure we hit the timeline in terms of the bedtime routine.
I don't know how that goes.
All right. So he says, all right, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And basically turns around immediately and starts back to work. Doesn't really say goodbye other than that little parting sentence.
Yep. So
You
Yara
guys are
leaves.
back on the streets of Belton.
Yep. And just so you know, Doc, my goal with this is I want to come out of this interaction, and of course you're probably gonna make me roll, but I want to come out of this interaction where I was a major contributor to his effort, and he doesn't view me as a stranger. We become buddies essentially.
Okay.
Hopefully I roll good.
Noted.
All right.
All right. Where to next?
So I just inform everybody, hey, listen, can we go meet Vinny now? Because I'm going to be helping the blacksmith for the next couple of days to kind of get our stuff quickly done, starting tomorrow morning. So if we can go meet Vinny right now, that would be awesome.
Okay. Are you guys not wanting to go visit the magic shop?
Oh no, we should definitely do that. So let's definitely go do that.
I'll just start walking in that direction.
All right. It's starting to get a little busier. You guys spent, we're going to say, just an hour between conversations and travel now. Walking the roads, you guys kind of know the lay of the land, so you're taking the little shortcuts through alleys, all that good stuff. And you're still in a relatively well-off portion of Belton, so you're not really concerned in the first place. You guys kill ogres for breakfast. And you make it back to the aptly named The Magic Shop.
Yaru comments, standing outside, Yaru comments and said, the soul of originality, this place.
I mean, I asked you guys if you wanted to go to the magic shop.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were being literal. Anyway, we enter the magic shop.
Okay. Roki and Stark, are you guys entering? Are you guys following?
I'll go into because I'm assuming it's a place with a door, so we wouldn't be able to hear.
Yeah, so there's a door, and behind the counter is the old gnome with the white beard, Hisbin Brassport, who he puts on. You can tell it's a salesman face, but he's all bright and bubbly, until he sees Roki and Stark walk in and realizes he's about to get railed again. And he doesn't introduce himself, and his face falls, and he goes, all right, let me see him. And you show him the coin. In disgust, he looks it over he spends just as long looking at it to make sure it's authentic. So we're talking an awkward minute looking at this coin, which it's real, obviously. So he gives it back to you, lets out a big sigh, and now he has this little cat on his lap that he's petting over and over again, trying to calm himself, and says, what'll it be?
That's a great question. What are my options? I don't know. I honestly don't know what can it cost? Is there a menu? What magic items can we acquire here?
So he says, well, I'm have you been to a magic shop before?
Burn.
Probably Yaru probably has been to a magic shop before, but I don't know.
And then you should know. I have things. You guys look like you get in some fights. I have a couple healing potions that might help you. And then besides that, I have everything that your last group kind of turned down. I have this little doll, and pulls out this creepy looking doll with creepy looking eyes that like slowly like those weird Cabbage Patch where the eyes
Yeah.
will close at a certain
Yeah.
height or whatever. It kind of does that sort of thing. And says, I have this. This is a talking doll, and basically it lets you like owl here.
Yeah, I don't remember a talking doll.
Yeah.
last
It's
time.
like,
So there's a talking doll that he has now explained to you that this is what the talking doll does. He says, oh, I showed your friends. Let's see, I already lost my tab.
what
I
is
have
the-
this, and he pulls out a bottle that is got like a silvery mist on the inside, which I'll link again just so you guys can see. And I think, Rookie, you showed some interest in this. So I guess he looks at you and says, have you thought any more about this? And I'm being much more pleasant than he is being, I guess, at this time as well.
I
mean-
shake my head.
Okay, so I say I adopt a very like interested and friendly expression. I say these are definitely very interesting items, but I spend most of my time dancing around the edge of combat and trying to help my compatriots. Trying not to be in the center of it because I don't have much in the way of defense. So, do you have anything that would help me in that sense, like to try to stay on the fringes of combat and try and help my party?
How about that ring that you showed me last time? Hisbin?
Okay. I forgot about that. And he pulls out this little ring that kind of looks like it's got like a snake eating itself. The mouth is eating the tail. That's what makes the ring. And it is the ring of truth telling, which I think I did tell you since you just asked about it. But he says, yeah, no, I still got it. Are you considering this instead?
What is the ring truth telling? What does it do?
Insight checks you get advantage on.
That could be helpful since I probably could be the one who's talking to everybody.
When you were putting on like your interested face, are you actually interested, or are you trying to like butter him up?
I'm trying to butter him up.
Okay. Is it genuine?
I'm trying to be genuine. Yes.
Okay.
How genuine is Yaru really? I don't know.
I suppose. Is this like? What do you guys think? Like, if you're trying to butter him up, is that more deception or persuasion? Because I want to see if this will work as far as buttering him up.
I would say
What-
probably
what-
persuasion because he's not lying to try and butter him up.
Okay.
Unless you just want
I
to do a
have-
straight charisma check.
I'm okay with.
Oh, wow.
I'm okay with
I
it.
think that fits better. So let's just do a straight charisma check. All right. So you are putting on airs of, seeming interested in all these things that he pulls out.
How do you have 5 plus 1? Where'd you get your plus 1 from?
I think it's my.
Wait, what do you have a 5?
So.
His charisma, it's a 5.
His charisma modifier is a 5.
Right, so then where's the 1 come from? Because if you hover over it, it says 1 is the charisma.
I think
What did you do to your sheet?
You shouldn't
I
have.
was the one messing with it. Maybe I messed it up.
Yeah, his other one was all
So-
messed up too. The persuasion check.
It's a 5.
Because
I didn't realize I was muted and I've been talking and just like whatever.
No, we've just been totally ignoring you.
No, his persuasion is fine. Wait, 8.
Yeah,
Holy
8
balls.
from a mod. I don't know what this mod is. But I
How
was
is
thinking
my
it might
character
be-
sheet still messed up after getting nerfed?
I don't know what. Like I was thinking that might be something
Well-
with jack of all trades, but I don't really know.
My thought with that
My
was
sub-
It's
my-
your modifier plus proficiency bonus, so you should be at 8s instead of 11s, right?
Yeah, that's what I have is 8s on everything
Right.
I'm proficient in.
That is weird. Are we sure that it's not like a bard thing?
It could
Because
be.
I know they
don't
get a
know.
bunch of. Give me 5 seconds.
That's
My-
why I didn't say anything about that one. But the charisma, the bard shouldn't affect his charisma check at all. You shouldn't be able to get over
I
5
know
on that.
bards have like crazy skill buffs that they.
G,
give
what's your
themselves.
background?
Charlatan. I think my sub race gives me a buff to charisma too.
But you still can't get over 5 though. A +5 on your charisma check. That's
Oh,
not
maybe
possible.
you were. So Jack of all trades gives you half your proficiency bonus to any skill you aren't proficient in. Maybe you were adding that again to your. On the
Yeah.
rest. Nope. Choose 2 of your skill proficiencies. You double any ability check that uses either of those efficiencies. And you have
That-
2 that are 11. So you
Yeah,
have
must be the
5
2 he
plus
chose.
6.
Yep,
Yeah,
so those
that's
would be
it.
right. That's why I didn't say anything about the persuasion, but again, the charisma check is still shouldn't be more than a +5. So I don't know where that mod is coming into play. But
That +1.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. So it was technically an 11. As you start to look interested in these items that are on the counter, Hisbin narrows his eyes at you and goes, what does he say? He says, he gives a little chuckle actually. He goes, "You think you're pretty slick, huh, boy?"
I just say, many people have referred to me as slick. Yes.
You think you're the first person to walk in here and try to butter me up? And he goes, "I don't even know why you're doing this. You have this stupid B card."
I find that all interactions, regardless of the relationship, are better when everyone's on pleasant terms.
And you thought that me, as a business owner, would be on pleasant terms with you, a person that that is taking free stuff from me without pay. Because that's what's happening here.
I mean, I was just trying to make this interaction go smoother. If that's not something you're interested in, then that's fine.
So he says, at this point, he pulls out one last little thing. It's just a 6-sided die is all it is. We're going to say, yeah, it's a 6-sided die. It says, well, rather than that, how about we just get this over with, and explains to you this last die and says, this is what I have. Take it or leave it. And he kind of he says, Fifi, you better go into the back room before you see something you don't want to see. And the little cat walks off into the back room. He's pretty, Hisbin is pretty animated at this point. He's standing on his chair and still at your nipple. He's not even that tall or anything, but he is distressed.
So whenever I roll a 6-sided die, so the max is 6, right?
Yeah. But you get to control what number it lands on.
So is this is this like a bonus action type thing? I can use this as a bonus action to add
I think
to
this
whatever.
is for tricking people,
This
playing
is
games in game.
this isn't a combat. I mean, I guess if you wanted it to be a combat thing, it could be. But it's more you wanted to run a long con on, or a con on somebody, or do something like that. Is what that is geared towards.
I think the ring would be more useful, just because I could always the advantage in insight checks. Probably since I'm gonna be talking to I'm a person who's probably gonna be talking the most. So
Probably what I was thinking.
I think I'll go for the ring.
Okay. So he quickly gives you the ring and points to the big guy and says, "What do you want?" And he's talking to you, Torvar,
sorry,
in a
what
very
was it?
aggressive tone.
What was it called? What was the ring called?
The Ring of Truth Telling.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, you green guy. Let's go. What do you want?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, you're fine.
No, it's okay. Do I need to brandish my V card, or is he assumed that?
He's not even messing with you at this point. He knows you guys are all together, and he's over
Yeah, I
this
think-
whole encounter.
I think I probably only want healing potions.
All right. So he pulls out. He's got like a little armful. He's got 2 minor healing potions and 1 greater healing potion. Says, take your pick and move on.
Torvar attempts to take all 3.
He doesn't fight you in the least, but all he says, you must be on pretty good terms with Vinny, with the bill you are racking up. And takes the other stuff, puts it behind the desk, and essentially he says, now get out, leave.
It's so antagonistic.
And if you ever, next time you come, I don't care if you have this token or not, you are paying for what you take from here.
He's very mad. Really kind of want to antagonize him, but
Oh, I thought that was the game. I was gonna say, you're speaking in front of him. Yes, he's quite mad.
Yeah, he's pulling an elf. You're an angry elf. Just right in front of the guy.
All right, you guys have essentially been kicked out of the magic shop. He has slammed the door behind you, and it has now been locked.
What happened?
Torvar.
I didn't do anything. He was mad
I just-
before I started.
I just kind of pull out the coin and I say, I think this thing is going to be more trouble than it's worth. And then I'll put it back in my pocket.
We should probably try and use it a little more sparingly than we have been. I agree.
I'm wondering if it's too late for that already. Because as we walked away, I remember Vinny saying, don't take advantage of it or something like that. And I have a feeling no matter what we did with it, he was going to use that to be like, oh, well, you owe me now, so go do this, this, and this. And then we're going to do some bad shit for him.
Probably.
As soon as we started, I was like, well, I know where this is going.
We're gonna pause for half a second. Stark, did you get anything for the magic shop?
Nope. All I got was the armor.
Truth telling. Okay, I just want to make sure I have all this written down. All right, you guys are outside the magic shop, basically in the middle class part of town. It is still 10 o'clock. Your day is your own.
Suppose we should go talk to Vinny
Yeah.
so someone can get his work white pants on tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, so you guys are heading back up. You guys are heading back into town, and at this point, like, it's not like everybody's gossiping about you, but you guys are getting more looks now from people with this new group that has been all over town and started to raise quite not a ruckus necessarily, but word has traveled of an odd group that has been doing all sorts of things, offering to help blacksmith throw a rave at the posh tavern, have a meeting with Vinny, but nobody stops to like interact with you or anything. It's a lot of like side eyes and hushed talking. So you guys travel no problem all the way back up to Vinny's mansion with the clerk, the mousy looking guy with some glasses with his little book. And it says, you're back.
I look back at
Is
you.
there a reason you're back?
Yeah.
And the group just looks at him.
Yeah, so I said, Vinny, we returned because you asked us to come back and discuss with you on a job.
Did you just call me Vinny?
Who am I
Do
talking to?
you honestly think I'm Vinny?
Wait, hold on. Who am I talking to?
The butler up front.
Oh, okay. Forget what I just said. I just say,
No,
Hey.
he has not forgotten what you just said.
I wasn't paying attention. I thought we were already in the throne room.
Actions have consequences, G.
You just try to punish me for being overpowered in the last several, whatever we're doing here, instances. Okay. Yari shakes his head. He's like, my apologies. I forgot where I was. We're here to see Vinny.
You are here to see Vinny twice in 2 days without an appointment.
Well, he did ask for us to return, and he didn't say we needed to make an appointment.
It's usually just so if you guys, I guess you guys aren't aware, but it's usually assumed when you are meeting with the head of this entire city that it's usually good to give a little more advance notice.
Well, I don't know how we could know that, being not from here and only meeting Vinny the one time.
I mean, I would think it's common sense, but to each his own. And at this point, he's like, he waves the guard again to go inside. And, a minute later, the door opens once again. And this time it's just a lone man. He's not got anything with him. Other than he already looks like he's pretty distraught and he hasn't quite eaten in a while. But he has been placed back outside. And the butler now says, well, it looks like a spot has just opened up. You may enter.
Sweet.
And there's a guard waiting to send you inside. I assume you guys are all following?
Yep.
All right, so you guys go down the maze of corridors with all the fancy statues and tapestries, and you're taking a left, a right, another left, right, and then you reach Vinny's room. And there is Vinny once again behind the table, and he's kind of just like, he's not talking to himself, but he's muttering under his breath, looking at some pieces of parchment on the table when you enter. And he looks up and he sees you all, and he leans back, and he's kind of got this grin on his face, and he just starts clapping. He says, well, 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 if it isn't the high rollers of Belden.
What is he referring to? Is he referring to the magic shop or the tavern?
Torvar just goes, hey.
So he will continue. I mean, you guys are like basically traveling down the red carpet now, and he says, I gotta give it to you. You guys go big or go home. I gave you this token for a piece of armor and a weapon, and this guy, and he points to Stark,
Okay.
orders the most expensive thing he could have. And then he looks at Roki and kind of points his finger like, you're being sly. And says, and this guy once is placing orders. He's getting this himself a ring. Do you guys know about this ring of defense? Yeah, that cost me 4,000 gold. But hey, I guess technically it's a piece of armor. Hey, you're right. It's a piece of armor. What was I thinking, huh?
Wait, so are you telling me that Torvar and Yaru went buck wild at the tavern?
Oh, he hasn't gotten you guys yet.
I don't think he's going to, though. I think he's going to be totally fine with what we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait for it.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't heard about what they've purchased today yet.
It's true.
He's
I was
only
gonna
heard
say-
about my single piece of armor.
No, I think Vinny has connections. He would have already heard about it.
Maybe not the magic shop.
I only took the ring.
I'm just saying, like, we literally just walked from the magic shop.
Yeah, he already knows. For sure.
So he gives Roki a hard time about the ring, and he says, I gotta say, props to you. You made the best out of an already great situation. I thought I was being generous. I thought, these guys are going to be so grateful that I gave you armor, a piece of weapon. I mean, you guys were looking a little rough after when you came in here, and kudos. He says kudos.
Well, I mean, you said you needed our help, so I figured if you need our help, you might want us in the best condition possible.
And I'll just say, think of it as an investment.
An investment. Okay. And he's so since both of you guys just talked, I'll let both of you guys make an insight check, we'll say.
Totally. Fine.
Great. Can't wait for this.
Oh, it's actually 3. That's yep.
Ooh!
So Roki believes that Vinny is in a great mood. He's actually happy that you guys spent so much of his gold, and he thinks that you guys are getting along extremely well right now. JD is picking up that while there is he is just giving you guys a hard time, there's also this undercurrent of
Like a playful tone.
Yeah, he's playful, but at the same time, he's
There's some vitriol there.
Yeah, it's not like he's not threatening you guys or anything, but there's this threatening aura about him right now as he speaks about how much his gold you have now spent. Let's see here. He says, "You're right. I have a feeling that this could be the start of a good working relationship." But he does say, I think for the time being, it's probably best if I have these tokens back.
I see it only being
Boys, we lost our V cards.
Damn shame.
All at the same time.
Yaru has a slightly mournful expression, but he hands over the V card.
I was gonna say, all to the same person too. We need to go in the EBDBB.
So actually, at this point, he kind of thinks for a second, and he sees this mournful expression on Yaru. He goes, "Old man Hisbin, he was in quite the fit last night after these two," points to Stark and Roki, "after just these two came in. What did you get?"
Hisbin was
The magic shop guy.
Yaru just says, I think he just didn't like my friend here, and he gestures to Torvar.
And I'll just kind of raise my hands and say, I didn't buy anything from him.
So now he's kind of he's at the movie theaters, right? He's got his little popcorn. He goes, "What did you get?" And he's looking at Torvar, who he's neutral on, but he hasn't quite forgotten the friction that was there previously.
I merely got some healing potions. No big deal.
Okay.
I was waiting for him to go, potions! Just hold them all up.
I thought about it.
Says, "Yeah, I mean," and he kind of thinks back on it. He goes, "I honestly can't believe you got so much out of the old man. Usually he's in here, he stomps in here without an appointment, just like you guys, and gives me the what for." But he's he's chuckling, but you can tell that it's a little more there's a camaraderie when he's telling the story between him and Hisbin that you guys don't quite have.
Torvar
But he's
goes, for the record, he did throw us out, which I thought was hilarious.
Okay, yeah, that sounds a little more like the Hisbin I know. But he has all 4 tokens now that he places in a drawer. And he says, "So, my investment. What, let's see here. I got a couple jobs that you might be suited for. Are you guys looking to stay in town? Are you looking to travel? I can use you in multiple places right now, but tell me about your talents, because we haven't actually talked that much yet.
So Torvar
Other
just
than-
goes. Torvar just leans forward and says, "I have a knack for cracking heads."
Okay.
I point at Yaru and I say, he can sing apparently.
Apparently,
Oh, excellent, top tier performer. This guy, top tier.
yeah. As Torvar is saying this, Yaru looks over with a slightly offended expression at Roki.
I haven't heard you sing, like personally.
You heard me last night.
No, when we were walking in, you guys were finishing up as we walked in.
Top tier.
Well,
As good as it gets.
I heard about your performance, and he says, get a load of this guy, and the knight that's over by the top right statue he's got like a helmet on, but you can see his face, and his face is like sheet white, and he's sweating, and his knees are like shaking just a little bit. This guy was there, and you guys drunk him under the table.
And Yaru just shrugs.
And this is
and
like
says,
admiration. He's being pretty playful right now.
Yaru just shrugs and says, "Listen,
Give him the finger guns.
you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away."
Says, I have some friends that might like you. I'll get back to you on that if you're interested in a performance.
Okay, what has happened to my?
So he says, all right, we've got a head cracker, we've got a performer, and he is especially interested in you. He says, you're an Aarakocra, right?
I am.
We don't
He's
see
terrible.
any of those these days. How
He
does
also
someone
cracks
like
skulls.
you get to be with someone like them?
Great question. I ask myself every day.
Ouch.
The hate is strong.
I do not know. It's a long story that we don't have time to go over with right now. Mainly because I don't know.
It's a
Come on,
long
finish.
story. I kind of wanted to see if you just put something together on the spot or not.
No back.
All right, well, fair enough, but at some point I want to hear this story. But said, he kind of looks at you and he says, Arisma doesn't like you. He says, she's had a lot of things to say, none of them nice, about both you and Yaru.
There's not much about her that's nice.
That is true as well. She's awful, isn't she? She's
Pretty
not any fun to be
pretty
around.
hateful. Pretty fucking
Yeah.
hateful.
I was getting that same vibe. But it sounds like you packed quite the punch, huh?
Like I said, I crack
to
skulls.
Roki. Not to you, Torvar. He's talking to Roki at the moment.
She needed to be subdued. It's the quickest course of action.
Okay. So last but not least, he turns his attention to Stark. He goes, all right, Iron Man, what do you do?
Apparently he's pretty good at spending money.
Did you
Say,
say that
well,
again?
Yeah, I definitely said it out loud.
Vinny laughs
Hello?
at that.
I'll just put my hands up and I'll say, well, I needed an improvement of my armor and I made it myself. It was pretty damn good. So now
If
I'm
it's
gonna
not
get.
obvious, Torvar has decided he likes Vinny now.
I said, so I figured I would get some nice armor out of it and improve it myself once I get it back from the blacksmith.
Oh, so are you a armorer as well? Or a blacksmith as well?
In a sense. and I produce a, hold on, what is it? What the hell? I'll produce an item. I'm trying to remember what the description is.
Didn't you get to make like a little clock or something?
So I have like magical tinkering. I can do different things with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got an orb, or I pull out an unlit torch, and I just tap on the torch, and a bright orb of light appears on the top of it.
Okay. He looks interested. Goes, that's a pretty cool party trick.
And I just say, it's not a trick, sir. It's just magic.
All right. Well, he at this point he is now addressing the group, and he says, "Well, this was pretty unhelpful. So I guess rather than try to pick for you, I'll let you guys decide. There's you guys know Halstead, the town over, which you guys know that's like a town in between the size of Belton and Gristle, mid-sized town, which is to the south of Gristle. So it would be it's like 7 days travel from Belton. He says, these people from Halstead, I bet you saw them all lined up outside, will not stop bothering me. Apparently, some sort of beast is stealing all the livestock there. But the weird thing is, I mean, right, you know, it's just a wolf or something. They can't seem to find it. And it's eating an extraordinary amount of the livestock. And every time they send someone out to go look for it, I mean, half the time they don't even come back. So I'd really appreciate it if we could get these guys off my back, you know. So if you guys wanted to go check that out, you could. Or you could, he says, there are some people in this town that don't appreciate me being in charge. It says, there's a dragonborn that goes by the name of Ambition that seems to especially not like my leadership. Let's say style. And I keep hearing these, I hear whispers. I'm sure you guys, well, okay, I'm going to backtrack. I don't know where I was going with that. He says, I hear whispers that he's starting a little resistance, we'll say, in one of these little dumpsters back in the south side of the city. I'm not really worried about him, but you know, it's one of those things where it's kind of nice to just nip it in the bud. You know, you guys know what I mean? So he says, if you guys wanted to go take care of them, and he kind of just gives you a knowing look, you could do that for me. And he thinks a minute. And he goes third, and this is, I guess, not as important per se, but it's still something you guys could go do. My lovely daughter is getting married this year, and I would like to gift her with the house, which of course I have. But it turns out that I just want you guys to go make sure that the house is in order before I gift it to her. You know, make sure that there's no ceiling's all right, the door's still locked, all that good stuff. Because it's only the best for my baby girl. He says, you know, you got 3 options. What do you guys think?
Where's this house?
The house is on like the.
Is it in Belton?
Yes. It's in Belton. It's kind of on the city limits, kind of on the southwest side of town. It's like on the lower end of the middle class. So if it's split into thirds, it's like, you know, right in the middle type of thing. But he says, you know, every once in a while there's squatters or people that break in and like to loot, and I don't appreciate people taking advantage of me, we'll say.
What did,
So I just
what
want to
did
make
you
sure.
Let's say, what did
Go
you say
ahead.
the H Hound's name was?
Halstead, Halstead.
Halstead, and the Dragonborn, a something.
Ambition. His name is
Ambition.
Ambition.
Wanted to say aspiration. I knew that wasn't right.
So he looks at the group and says, "What'll it be? The unknown boogie monster in Halstead? The little cockroach Ambition? Or I already forgot what the last. Or would you
Daughter
you guys
house.
check on that house for me?
I mean, I think we probably wanted to stay in town here, didn't we, guys? To wait for our stuff because someone can't leave because he's working, right?
Pretty much.
Peru?
Wait, you're working? I thought you guys were working for me.
I look over at
Who's-
Yaru.
Gee,
Super busy doing something.
What am I doing? Sorry.
You just
you're
got
not
thrown
paying
under the
attention to the
bus.
game.
What's that, Doc?
So it has come to light that you are going to offer your services and work for the smithy.
Yes.
And Vinny is asking who is working for the smithy, and Roki just looked at you.
I step forward and I say, I didn't want, we had swamped the good blacksmith with so much work. I felt it my obligation to at least help him in return for all the hard work he's going to be doing.
No. People who work for me they don't do those types of things. And he waves a little soldier over, whispers in his ear. Soldier leaves the room. He says, "It's taken care of. There's better things for you to spend your time on than that." And he
I'll
doesn't
look at-
seem put out or anything by this. It
Just
seemed
say,
pretty
I
trivial
wanna-
to him.
Wanted to ask Vinny, so wait, if you're still paying for all of these things, why was the old man in the magic shop saying we were taking things from him for free?
Well, you see, it's complicated, but
Sorry,
Vinny never pays full price. And the
Got it.
other problem, which it wasn't your guys' fault, but not even a week ago, I've had several new employees, we'll say, that I have also given these tokens to, or as I guess you guys are calling them the cards. I mean, it doesn't look like a card, I guess, but so Old Man Hisman's been in a pretty foul mood for a while now, and you guys were the icing on the cake. But sometimes he does get himself an attitude, and I gotta, make sure he knows that I'm in charge. So if I want something, I take it, and there's not much you can do about that.
Okay. So I'm trying to decide whether or not Yaru's going to accept Vinny just taking care of it.
Okay.
I mean, we can go back there and check on him.
Well, it's like
This wasn't a weird taking care of it by any means. This was him saying, "Hey, someone else will go work and help Brahm."
Well, I'm trying to decide if Yaru cares enough about what his word he gave to the blacksmith that he would be
sure.
he would be offended by someone else taking his place. I'm trying to decide
Sure.
if he has that much honor still from his previous life.
Sure.
Hold on. Actually, let me now read what you added here. Did you add something? I thought you added something.
That little blurb I sent in your DMs is in your character sheet.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see.
That didn't include anything really about that would pertain to this at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't decide.
Okay. Well, at this point, we're gonna say that because we basically like stopped time for a little bit, that the soldier has left the room. In response to Stark, he gave his response. So we're basically ending with him saying, you know, if I want it, I get it, type of thing.
So he wants it. So what is it that he wants us to go do? Which of the three things did we choose?
That's what
So
you guys are
we're
basically at right
taking
now.
We haven't.
He's giving you 3 options, and you guys were unhelpful with your skill set. So he says he's gonna let you guys pick.
Okay, so if we're picking, my opinion is we pick one that y'all can afford to not have Yaru around for.
We have no idea what they entail. So
Well, I mean, going on checking on the house, like, really, you're gonna need me for that? There's 4 of you, 3 of you.
I mean, yeah, that might be a good one to start with, because if you're gonna be busy, this will be here in town. Where is
Yeah,
this?
that'd probably be the best place to start.
Where's this dragonboard dude at? You said it was like
So
halfway
he's
in
in
between.
the south part. He's in like the dumpy parts of town.
He's still in town though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he says, I hear you. Benny says, if you're going to ask him clarifying questions about ambition, he says that, yeah, he's a dragonborn that's holed up in the Rat's Tail Tavern. Why? Okay, yep. And says, yeah, it's just a little hole in the wall, but it's, I got to give it to him. He's got himself pretty well holed up there. And I figure it looks like you guys might have an easier time getting to him than my boys. So, you know, we'll see if you guys can, if that's what you choose, we'll see if you guys can impress me. Which, with the bill you guys have ran up, there's a lot of impressing to do. And that's playful. That's not threat. That was like a playful, just little jab.
Can we have a few minutes to discuss this in private?
Sure. He says, he gestures over to one of the side rooms, and a soldier opens a door and says, even if you guys want even a room to yourselves, there you go.
Take it. I walk in.
All right. So there's a room. Soldier shuts it behind it. There's a really long, like a dinner table, but with a lot of chairs on it. There's more fancy tapestries. There's even, it's not like a chandelier necessarily, but it's like a metal worked candelabra hanging from the ceiling. Still a fancy little place for you.
Okay. Well, guys, I feel like the ambition dude would probably need your Rue around for with sweet talking.
Yaru says, you know, it doesn't really set well with me after I told the blacksmith I would help him that I wouldn't help him. So I at least want to go for tomorrow and help him out.
Well, what if Vinny sent someone else to go help him?
Let's just simply send him back.
Are you sure that's a good idea to go against what Vinny says?
No, but I have to do what I want to do, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
God, it's gonna go well.
Why don't you guys go check out that house, and I'll go help the blacksmith tomorrow, and then the next day we'll go check on this ambition guy.
Okay. Hopefully by then all our stuff will be done.
Yep.
That'd be nice.
And then we can head out of town. Works for me. I put my hand in the middle between everybody. Break.
Yaru just stares at you, just uncomprehendingly.
We'll go ahead walk back into the Vinny's room.
Okay. So you're all back outside of his little table there. He says, well, have you guys decided?
I think we will start with checking out this house. Making sure it's all up to snuff for you.
All right. He says, he produces a key. It's a nice little fancy intricate brass key that he gives to Roki, since Roki is the one talking, and says, "This should get you inside. Yeah, just make sure that all the windows are still intact. There's nothing, no holes in the walls. The ceiling's all good.
Does he want me to write this stuff down, or is he just saying general stuff?
He's basically just make sure the house isn't a dump, essentially. Make sure there's nothing wrong with it, so when he gives it to his daughter, it's in good enough shape that she can just go right in.
Okay. Anything we should be specifically looking out for?
No, I mean, he says, this is far enough far enough south in the city that, it's possible there's some squatters there, but I trust that you guys can take care of them.
Okay.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Do we want to cover real quick what Yaru's gonna do, and then go to the house?
We doing
you said
that?
You were doing that tomorrow, right?
Okay, I thought we were skipping straight to tomorrow. That's fine.
I mean, we haven't even left yet.
It's like noon.
So I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say all we've done today was go to the blacksmith, the magic shop, and Vinny's, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
are
we
really
might have
gonna
time to do it today still.
We really gonna do
Today,
anything
then.
else today?
I mean, I don't have any plans. Do you guys have plans?
I mean, there's always the fallback.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
There's always the fallback position, which is to go get drunk.
With what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
In case you forgot, you're the only one with money. So unless you're gonna
I
pay for the
haven't
rest
forgotten.
of us,
I
to
haven't
drink,
forgotten
I
that.
don't think we're gonna be staying there again tonight. We can't afford that anymore.
What can we afford? I'm the only one with money.
Right.
That's a great
can't
question. What
afford
can you
money.
afford, Yaru?
Well, why don't we? Hey, no.
Why don't we hey?
I mean, at this point, I feel like we might be heading back out of town and camping out of town.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Well, we should probably go back and tell Vinny that we'll check out the house today, right?
No, tomorrow.
What are we doing the rest of the
Oh.
day today?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. But y'all are doing that tomorrow because I need to help
Check
the blacksmith.
on the house.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I mean, you can still help us today. on
You
the
can go with them
house.
to the house today.
So what are y'all gonna do tomorrow while I'm helping the blacksmith?
You can go talk to Ambition.
Without me?
I mean, if that's what you
That's
choose.
not our problem.
I
That's-
thought
that's
the
you
I
choosing
thought
to not be there.
I thought the plan. I mean, y'all are welcome to do that. I thought the plan was to tomorrow go to the house. Y'all have something to do tomorrow, and then the next day go to Ambition.
I mean, if we have quite a lot of time today to do it, might as well get it started.
I mean, I don't care. It's up to y'all.
This is the most circular logic. I'll look at Torvar and I'll say, you get to decide.
I was gonna ask Torvar, but I know he would not react well to me asking him. So.
That's why I said it.
This is the response you get from Torvar.
That's also why I didn't ask him.
All right, I'll say, well, let's just go check the other side of town. How about that? We've only
Like-
seen this side of town. We can at least
Ambition's
familiarize
side of
ourselves with. Yeah, Ambition, and I think on the way we can maybe pass by the house just so we get a lay of the land and we know what's around.
I mean,
It'd be better if we're trying to go to an area that we've never been to. It might be better if we know a little bit before we get into any potential problems.
So we talked about that. Like we literally talked about this like 2 minutes ago. We said y'all said you would want Yaru there for the discussion with Ambition. So we would set it up where we would y'all would go to the house tomorrow, so that the next day we could all go. That's like we literally talked about that.
Yeah, but then we realized that we have like 12 hours.
An
left.
entire day.
Well, is there such thing as fast travel in this campaign? Like,
I mean, we could just go right to sleep now.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, say we just spend the rest of the afternoon wandering around and then go to bed and then wake up the next day and, like, let's go. Like, why not just do that?
I mean, sure, we can do that.
But we don't have to. I mean, if you guys would rather do it the other way, I'm fine. It's just,
Sure. Let's walk around for a day in a town.
Or we could go to the house. It's just if y'all go to Ambition tomorrow, I'm not going to be there, which is fine. I don't
You
mind.
could just come anyway. We
No,
could check. Why don't we go check on
Just
your
do
apartment
ambitious
now?
Just do ambition right now.
Okay, I like that. Do Ambition right now.
So we told Vinny we're not going to do that, and yet we're going to do that.
Okay, I mean,
Well, we didn't officially tell him yet. Are we still
I
discussing?
think,
No,
yeah,
we-
you guys backtracked a little into this room when G brought up his thing.
all right. Listen, what we discussed in the
backtracked.
antechamber was we would do the house tomorrow, and the next day do. That's what we discussed, and I would completely change the narrative. So that's what I was going with. So if I'm fine, we want to change it, but that's what we discussed in the antechamber.
We're gonna say you guys are still in that side room right now talking. That's how we're gonna say this.
Okay.
It's better than just leaving a day with nothing.
That's fine. Let's go talk to Ambition. So let's say we're gonna go to talk to Ambition now, and then tomorrow we'll go check out the
We'll
house.
check on the house.
Okay. So we'll go back in and tell him that.
Done. We told him.
He looks eager. He looks eager. He says, "Good choice. This man has been a pain in my side for a while now. Just remember that I want him gone. I don't want any sign of any sort of dissent. I don't want any sign of ambition in his ambitions. But I will let you guys take care of it as you see fit. But I want him gone." Or he says, "I don't want him to be a problem anymore," is what he says.
I'll say, so you said he was dragonborn, right?
Yeah.
What color dragonborn?
That's a good question. I believe he is a red dragonborn.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
none of
we
my
should-
boys haven't been able to get close enough to know too much about him.
I was gonna say, yeah, we should know at least at that point, you know, what the different dragonborn colors do.
Oh yeah, sure. Dragonborn aren't rare enough that information isn't readily available.
Right. Well, that's why I figured I would want to know. Like, is he black? Is he white? Is he blue?
Wow.
Is he
Wow.
red?
Fire.
G's gonna get kicked off Twitch.
Yeah, he's fire.
All right. So yeah. Anything else that we need to know about him or anything? Does he have a big following?
I mean, the best I can tell you is we haven't been able to enter that stupid little tavern yet because he likes to. He surrounds himself with people. The place is usually crawling with his little cronies.
Was there a name of the tavern that he gave us?
The Rat's
Yep,
Tail.
Yes, the Rat's Tail Tavern. It's just a little dive bar in the south side of the city.
All right. Sorry, I was trying to pull up my notes when you were talking about the things. That's why I was like re-asking for names because I realized I lost
You're
that
good.
tab.
You're good.
Okay. I guess that's all we need. I think.
All right, sounds good. And he says, depending on the job, he says, now you guys have taken quite the liberties, but I am nothing if not a generous man. Depending on the job that you guys do, that believe me, I will hear about. That'll depend on what sort of reward you get.
All right.
Because he basically is elaborating. He says, you know, I treat my own well. So as long as you're with me. You're going to be taken care of.
Good to know.
All
I guess
right.
I'll,
Says, yeah,
leave
you know
it.
it is. Okay. And you have a guard that will now take you back out the labyrinth of hallways, and it seems like you are being taken in
Oh,
different.
wait, hold on. Before we leave,
Okay.
I want to quickly ask him. So when we're finished, are we supposed to continue? Are we supposed to start scheduling meetings with you? Because last time you just told us come back and see you when we the next day to talk to you again. But we got harassed by the guy at the door. What's the play here?
Oh, you're talking about old man Irvin, huh? Yeah, he's kind of stickler for my schedule. I mean, I guess it just depends. He's gonna keep yelling at you as long as you don't have an appointment. But for you guys, especially if you keep doing the fine work that you did with Arisma here, I'll make time. So it's up to you guys.
How do we make an appointment so that we don't piss off the old man?
Well, good old Irvin's got himself. He's got that book, and he's the one who takes care of my schedule. He's kind of the gatekeeper of this whole operation. So you'll just tell him when you're about to stop by, and we'll make it work.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. We'll be back.
All right, best of luck. And the guard leads you back out all these hallways. It's kind of hard to tell, but it seems that you guys are being taken to and from this room from different. You don't take the same route each time. And you have now exited Vinny's mansion, and you're back on the streets of Belton. What's the play?
Gonna head down to the Rat's Tail.
All right, so as you head farther south, obviously it's basically the opposite of what happened the first time. The buildings are getting a little more crammed together and a lot less nice. You pass Brahms blacksmith, you pass the anvil on the way down. You can see him hammering away at good old JD's armor.
Is he
Or
still by
Stark's
himself?
armor. Huh?
Is he still by himself?
That's a good point. No, he is not by himself. You can see him. There's a guy kind of in the back that you can tell he doesn't quite know what he's doing, but Brahm is giving him directions, and he's like carrying all the heavy stuff for Brahm. And
So no difference.
He's an
in
extra
range.
stance.
Got it. Okay.
so, so you guys continue farther south. That little beer shop, that the stop and go is still there. She's still asking, especially when she sees you guys a second time, she's directly like yelling at you guys, going, "1 silver for a beer, get your beer." I guess you guys can decide what you do, but either if you don't want to do anything, then you continue farther south until you get to the Rat's Tail. And do I have? I don't. But you guys get to the Rat's Tail, which is kind of, it honestly looks like a little bit of a tail. So you have two tall 2-story buildings on either side that kind of arch upwards over the top, and then it's like a triangle between the two. It's pretty, the door has a hole right in the middle that looks like it's quite a few things have been mashed against it. There's a couple
Sounds like a
drunks
glory
outside
hole.
There's a couple guys outside just kind of sitting in their own vomit at the moment that are a little, they're passed out.
At midday. Nice.
Yeah, at midday. And you guys can hear some low murmurs coming from the inside. Other than that, it's a pretty unassuming bar. The folk around here are a little rougher, they're a little less, they're a little more grindy. Some aren't wearing shoes. And I would say that you guys, no, never mind. Yeah.
Do we know this?
So your tail.
Do we know this ambitions guy ambition? What is?
It would be safe. He is in opposite. You know that he is in opposition to Vinny. So I common sense would say that he is seeking to remove Vinny from power.
but no reason as to why.
No, Vinny doesn't really know that much about ambition either.
Okay. Um. So I turn to the group and I say, all right. So there's a couple ways we can play this. We're still outside the bar, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I say there's a couple ways we can play this. We could do the, you know, I'm sympathetic to your cause gambit, where I go in and I just start talking to him, figure out what his goal is, and then once we've established what that is, figure out the best way to get him to leave. We could do the, you know, we're here to see you on your way bit, where we basically all go in and say, hey, leave or get dead.
Okay, Dorvar.
I'm just laying out the options here. Or
Get dead.
we could do the concerned citizen approach, where we come in and say, hey, we heard, you know, there was an assassination bounty on your head and you should probably leave town. Unless those are the three options as I see it, unless you guys see a different approach.
I don't know if that third one would work, because if it's just a bounty, you definitely wouldn't just leave. Second one probably isn't quite something that we're wanting to do right now. Not like attack an entire like armada of people that he's probably got there. Since Vinny couldn't even come in, he's got so many people around him. We probably don't want to pick a fight straight up. So I think that first option sounds pretty good to me.
Okay. All right. Then I will go inside and try to, you know, see what can be done, and then either I'll try to get him to leave just in the course of conversation, or I'll gather some information and then come back out and we can decide from there.
Do you want one or two people to come in with you for some backup, or?
I'm not planning to make this confrontational.
I mean, plans don't always work out.
I mean, are y'all? I can always transport myself outside if I had to. I mean, what are any of you going to add to this conversation?
I mean, not like to be in a conversation, just to be in there, just in case something goes wrong.
I mean, we're trying to.
We can come in separately, and some of us, like the three of us, could go like sit at a table.
Okay. Well, why don't you three go in first and establish yourselves, then I'll come in afterwards.
Okay.
Oh, everybody's
Works for me. Works for me.
All right, I froze during that last bit. Are you guys ready to go in?
Yes.
Yeah, so Torvar, Yaru, and Stark are gonna go in and sit down.
No.
Like,
Not quite.
I think you said we were gonna go in and establish ourselves like we were there.
Yeah, you
and then
were.
You would go in after
you
us.
named you named me.
Oops, Roki. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay, so
It's getting late.
Torvar,
I'm tired.
Loki, and
Stark.
Stark. You guys
Yes.
are okay. So you guys enter the Rat's Tail. So there's that low murmur you guys can hear, and basically you guys open the door and take a couple steps in, and all chatter ceases immediately, and you now have 15, 20 sets of eyes all looking at you.
Do they look like ruffians?
There are a lot of ruffians.
I mean, Torvar looks like a ruffian. Why is chatter? Why is laughter stopping?
Well, we're kind
Why
of
is
fucking
banjo?
ragtag
Why
group.
is banjo playing ceasing?
Because we're not part of your group.
Well, let's see.
Yeah,
An
no, I'm not gonna
Aruga,
tell
a
you that.
knight, and an orc walk into a bar.
All right,
Are
so
there
you
any-
guys have walked in.
Are there any empty tables?
Yeah, there's a couple empty tables.
I'm gonna start heading to one of the empty tables.
All right, as
Follow.
you make your way to one of the empty tables, one particularly bald ruffian. He's got himself a couple like studs in his ear, hawks a loogie, and spits it at your feet as you walk by.
Wait, whose feet? This is very important. Exactly whose feet does this land at?
Who's in first?
Probably me, because I would probably walk in there first, I guess.
Then he's spitting it at the person who's in the lead's feet.
I will completely ignore it, but definitely not stepping in.
Okay, you kind of hear a couple little like chicken sounds coming from the table as you walk past.
I was sincerely hoping it was Torvar's feet.
So, are these what's the race of all the people in here?
So there's it's like a mix, you know. I would say the majority are human. There's some dwarves thrown in. There's a couple orcs, not very many.
Orcs or
gnomes.
half orcs?
Sorry, half orcs. Yes.
Okay.
So they're aviist.
So they're what?
I said so they're aviist. They're racist against avians.
Maybe you piece together it's just outsiders in general.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I guess we're gonna just go ahead and roll an insight check for me, Stark. Rather than just feed you.
Oh, why is my Roll20 reloading? What the fuck? Okay, that was weird. Never had that happen in the middle of a session. There we go. Neato.
Nice.
It's dark. I can't see anything.
You're a little confused why there's so much hostility aimed at you guys in this tavern. I'm gonna go ahead since it was you.
Public pit.
Roki,
It's a
go
public
ahead.
place.
Roki, go ahead and roll your insight check for
I
me.
mean, I'm just gonna assume that they hate us because we're not part of their little cult.
Okay.
Do I
Yes,
need
that's
to-
that's where.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I was gonna tell you guys. It's safe to assume that you guys are outsiders and you just walked into a bar that nobody knows you. So there's gonna be some hostility.
Which I
All right, but you guys make your way to an empty table. There's a three-legged stool that only has two legs. There's some puke on one corner of the table.
I'll
And
take the two-legged stool
okay,
and balance on it. Deftly.
go ahead and roll a dexterity
Acrobatics?
saving throw then.
Can it be acrobatics? Or just
To keep your balance is generally a dexterity saving throw, so that's what we're going to go with.
That man
You
is
are-
dexterous.
Balanced on two legs.
Perfect.
So you guys are all sitting around this table. There's still no chatter other than like the little snide remarks. And it doesn't look like the bartender has any intention of coming over to your table.
I look over at Torvar and ask, how do we do this?
So at this point, I'm going to use message to query Roki and ask about what the.
Is that only line of sight though?
No, if I'm familiar with the target, I can cast it through solid objects as long as I know you're on the other side.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yep.
Handy.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm gonna query Roki and say, "Hey, how's it looking there?"
Bad.
Bad.
They, doesn't look like they like outsiders much. They're all staring at us.
Okay.
So good luck. Maybe try not to be super direct.
Can you guys, if you look in there, can you tell if there's a specific person who's kind of like setting the tone for the entire room?
You mean like a dragonborn?
No. Like, I'm wondering where the reaction is born out of. Is it one specific person setting the tone and everybody's queuing off of him?
Could I roll
Go
something
ahead and
for
roll
that?
perception, Roki.
No, there's no one that's above anyone else. They're all exactly the same, just staring at us.
Oh,
They all look
creeping me
alike.
out.
Oh my god. Okay.
God, I've had 2 ones today. That's ridiculous.
I
Okay.
have one as well.
It's a bad day for rolls.
It's our insight rolls and perceptions, our wisdom that just is trash today.
Okay. I'm going to enter, or I'm going to wait like at least a few minutes so that it's clear that I'm not with the people who just entered.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know if that really works out well.
Well, hold
anymore,
on. Just wait for it. I'm going to use prestidigitation.
so there
Yeah.
you go.
Nailed it.
I'm going to cast I'm going to cast
The spell.
prestidigitation on myself
Okay.
to kind of make me look like I belong in that bar.
Okay.
However you want to interpret that.
Sure.
Then I'm going to enter, and I am going to try to perceive who is the, sort of person that is setting the tone for the room in terms of how people are received.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your perception check for me.
Now, is this perception or insight?
Cool question on that insight, on that ring. Is it a attunement ring?
It is.
So he would have had to attune to it.
Yes. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a tuning. What do you know the rules? The legit rules for
Definitely,
tuning.
yeah, you definitely need to do attuning because that is what limits the powerful items that you can have because you only can have 3 items attuned at a time.
So yes, I definitely want that part, but I mean like the time investment of attunement.
It's a short rest.
Okay. So, well, it took you guys that 30 minutes to walk to the port side of the city, so that works anyway. But I
Okay.
think we'll probably just
The
play it by
main
ear,
reason
but
for that is
generally-
just because like you don't want to allow people to change their attunements like mid-combat type of thing.
right, yeah,
You want some kind of time limit on
yeah.
it.
So we'll stick it with we'll stick with the short rest then. But you guys had plenty of time on the way to get to know that ring of truth telling. But just so you're aware, that only applies to lying. So that doesn't apply at all in this situation.
Oh, really?
Right. Yes. It's insight checks to determine whether someone is lying to you. It's not any insight check.
Okay.
It's got to be
All right.
to determine.
Perception it is then.
Well, I'm the one who decides that, but I was going to go with perception anyway. So you're welcome. All right. So with the 12, basically half the room now when you enter has their eyes. It's still dead silent in here. Like nothing's happening. There's like a cough every once in a while, but half the room is still staring down.
All these guys
the
have been
table.
staring at us for like 5
Absolutely, they have.
minutes. Okay.
Absolutely, they have. And the other half, when you enter, have now done the same thing to you now, essentially. The closest half is now looking at Yaru, who's entered, who is looking rough and tumble, and the other half is looking at the table.
Okay.
Sorry. So it doesn't seem like there's anybody that is leading this stare down contest.
All right. I'm gonna look around and choose the toughest looking ruffian.
Oh god.
You haven't heard what I'm about to do. And I am going to cast suggestion on him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that suggestion. Thank you. Suggest a course of action. It's a what save? Wisdom? Charisma?
It's charisma, I think, right?
Charisma.
Or no, is it wisdom? I don't know. My spell save is 16. I don't know what it's against.
Oh, okay.
Wisdom. It's wisdom. Yeah, it's wisdom.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wisdom.
Hopefully, thinking these guys probably aren't too wise, luckily.
Okay, so give me 5 seconds to.
You thought of what you're gonna suggest to him?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you think about what you're going to suggest.
so
I
what I was
will-
planning to suggest to him was that he, he adopts a friendly attitude towards me.
Or maybe just a friendly attitude towards the newcomers.
Yeah, one of those two. Yeah.
Say, this seems like it's going well.
It's not.
All right, so
I'm trying to turn the tables, okay? Y'all thought I was gonna engage in combat.
the biggest, baddest mother trucker in here is a dwarf who's got the same red hair and kind of facial feature, or not facial features, but like he's got a long beard like Ron did. He's sitting at a table by himself currently with, he's probably got himself 7 mugs of some sort of drink surrounding him. And you suggested to him what again?
That he's friendly towards me.
Okay. Okay, so he was staring at you at this time, and his expression changes as soon as this suggestion takes hold. He splits out into like a big toothy grin. Only he's missing a couple teeth, and he kind of smacks the table and like waves you over, gives like a hearty laugh. Ha ha!
Yeah. So I amble over and sit down and say, "My friend, how have you been?"
Can't complain.
And what's the reaction of the room after this happens?
So there's like, okay, so the murmuring has started back up now. People are confused why he's being all buddy-buddy with you. So like the din of noise is picked up. Everybody's still staring now, but a lot of it's in confusion now.
Confusion. Okay. All right. I can work with confusion. So I'm gonna spend the next few minutes just making small talk with this dwarf, trying to just get past the initial awkwardness of the reaction of the room.
Okay. So he's like, I'm sorry, man, but I can't remember your name. All sorts of like weird things, the awkward conversations you have at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Just say I pushed past that, and we.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's friendly to you, so it's like it's all good. He's more embarrassed than anything.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 minutes passes, still nothing within the room as far as the atmosphere. Well, the confusion is there now, but like that is still there after 2 or 3 minutes of you talking to this dwarf, who by now you would learn that his name is Holcomb, Hulkum, Evenfall.
Okay.
Just if you needed a name. But yeah, so you guys have been talking a little bit. It's been a couple minutes have passed. Other table, what are you guys doing during this time?
I would have tried to get Torvar to order us some drinks because he knows how to do that.
Orvar's on it. Although I have nothing to pay for them with.
None of us do.
Yeah, we should have asked for money before we went in here.
Yep.
Yeah. So happy to order drinks. Can't pay for them.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have some money.
If only someone hadn't spent all their money on renting a great axe.
Hold on, I do
If
have
only
10
you
gold.
guys all had a sugar daddy that was employing you that maybe could have provided you with the equipment you needed to perform your task.
I do have 10 gold written down. Is that true? That we have 10 gold?
I
You
feel
might.
like Roki, you enjoyed right at the end. You like joined in the performance, and something happened there, but I don't really remember what, to be honest. So if you have
Alright,
10 gold written down,
Roki's
I
got
don't
10
believe
gold.
that I believe you have 10 gold. So we're gonna go with
Okay.
it.
Sure.
I don't think
No,
you
I've got-
you lied
I've
about
got-
it. So
I'll say I've got 15, but I'm pretty sure that's because that's what I was supposed to start with. But
What do you mean-
then
what do you mean
I was
start?
told,
What do you mean start with?
I'm not
I didn't start
allowed
with
to.
any gold.
That could be mine too. I don't know. I don't know where I got this from.
well, typically like everybody starts with gold. You just didn't write it down.
What do you mean? He never told us we had gold.
It's in the player handbook.
Okay.
You can start with
We're
gold.
just gonna say that you guys have keep your respective gold. We'll say it's performance related. G, spread the love.
Yeah, y'all are welcome. And I'm your sugar daddy.
Yep.
I mean,
Well-
I don't judge. I'll take whatever I can get.
I'll give one of my gold to Torvar and tell him to go order us some drinks.
Orvar is on it.
All right. So
Plus one
Torvar.
influence with Torvar?
Yeah. It literally is in your equipment under your background. G.
Yeah, everybody starts with a
Charlatan
little
says your equipment, blah blah blah, and a pouch containing 15 gold. So that's where mine came from. That's where Roki's came from.
I never put it down.
Torvar would have some if
So
G didn't make that character.
Nah, it's fine. Most of you guys, we're gonna keep it as it is for now because
Sure.
whatever. As Torvar makes his way to the bar, nobody spits at his feet, but the two other half orcs that were in this place both like kick out their chair real quick and just stand up as you walk by, and then like just like watch you. I assume you walk past. If you would like to interact with them, go for it. But they like
No.
stood up when you get close.
I'm not going to interact with them, but like they're here and I'm walking by. As they
Yes.
stand up, I stop, right? Like I'm walking by, I stop, just turn my
Right.
head and look at them, and then keep walking.
Okay. So he gives like a little like, I can't do it right, but you know what I'm saying, like a little cocky chuckle under his breath, like this guy. Who's this guy? You make your way to the bar where there's a brown-haired dwarf who's got like he's like squinting, one eye shut. And you guys have been here for like 10 minutes now, we're gonna say. And he kind of looks at you, looks you up and down, looks at your group, and says, "What'll you have?"
your finest alcohol.
I'll have. I'm trying to figure out a way to gracefully order the best shit that I can get with 1 gold for my friends.
Okay. So I'm not exactly sure what I mean, it would be like a couple bronze or like or copper pieces, I think, for like a
Yeah.
beer. So
Copper,
you
like,
could get yourself like a lot of beer with a gold piece, because that would be 100 copper pieces.
I mean, I think that would be the route
Okay.
Torvar takes, just as much alcohol as
in that
humanly
case-
possible.
2 beers for each of my homies. So
Okay.
I'm buying what? 10
Sick.
beers?
10 beers. Okay.
Or are you buying beers
So-
for the 2 guys you walked past as well?
No.
So there's 3 of us.
That's right.
3
I
times
just can't
2.
do math.
Okay, I wasn't
Okay.
sure if it was
Like-
Torvar just being Torvar or.
Well, when he said 10, I was like, oh, cool. He's gonna hand beers to the guys he walked past.
Fuck
No,
those guys.
he's not.
All right, so the bartender says, "Yeah, sure." Goes and starts making the 10 mugs of
No,
alcohol.
not 10.
Oh, sorry, what'd you
Not
say?
10. I did the
Six,
math
six,
wrong.
six.
6.
6, which is a little easier for him to handle as he gets back up to you. And he's got like 3 in each hand that he reaches out to you. And as you reach out to grab them, he dumps them on the counter and says, "Oops."
We're fucked. Y'all ready for a
That was
fight?
fucking stupid. He just wasted his.
Did you pay already?
Did I pay already, or do I still have my money?
I would.
Yes, I would say that the payment came before the alcohol.
Do I see my money anywhere, or does he already have
So
it?
he had given you change. So you got like 9 copper or 9 silver pieces and a couple copper pieces. He gave you your
Immediately
change.
reaching across. What's he wearing?
He's got just like a white linen shirt on with like an apron over the top.
Didn't you say this was a dwarf?
Yeah.
And he's fucking with this
Immediately-
half orc.
I'm immediately reaching across and down, I guess, grabbing
He's
him.
on. He's higher than a dwarf would be, so one can assume he's on a stool behind the bar.
Okay. Grabbing him by his shirt, twisting it in my fist, and pulling him right up to my face and saying, I think you owe me either a drink or some money.
Okay.
And he's off
so
like I'm holding him up.
He's dangling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll for initiative.
So we're not quite there yet. I mean, so as you pick him up, you hear the sound of another 20 chairs get kicked out, and everybody that is in this tavern is now on their feet, focused.
I don't even look back. I just loudly and sort of over my shoulder yell, I would suggest all of you mind your own fucking business.
Okay, so a couple have brandished weapons now, and the bartender at this point, like, he's struggling, but he like laughs at this, and he says, you might want to, he pulls out his hand and makes sure the people that are starting to make their way towards you stop. He says, you might want to reconsider, son. This is an older dwarf, so he's got some years on you.
And why would I do that?
Well, you see, and he kind of like is looking around the room, and he's doing his best to have any sort of dignity, but you're holding him in the air, and his legs are like wiggling a little bit. But he's trying to put on airs. He starts counting. He goes 1, 2, 3, and he is. If you don't stop him, he's going to get up to like mid-20s to 30s, and then he's going to start over and say 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one is you, and he kind of pokes you in the chest.
Does it look like I care?
Roki's on the sitting down at the table, has like one of his hands over his eyes, like, oh, I don't know this guy.
So yeah, we're gonna like freeze time now. Everybody else, you see Torvar go up to the bar, you see him order the beers, you all see the beers get dumped, and you see Torvar pick this man up and hold him wiggling. What did I tell you the big bad guy's name is? Thurman? Or no, it was
Holcomb.
Holcomb. Holcomb is, so everybody stands up at the same time, Holcomb included. And you see Holcomb, he like grabs under the table and pulls out like a morning star, you know, a ball with a bunch of spikes on it. And so that's where you guys are at. Everybody's now stood up and is looking at Torvar.
So Yaru stands up with Holcomb because he wants to appear like he's part of the group.
Okay.
And casually just puts his hand on his rapier.
Torvar just looks dead into the eyes of the dwarf and goes, look, all I want is 6 beers or my money back. It's up to you.
And also Yaru casually points a finger at Roku and says, maybe y'all should leave through message.
Okay. So
I
yeah, let's hear what
respond
Roki and Stark are gonna do.
Yeah, I respond to that message with, I think it's too late for that.
And to which I'll respond and said, okay, there's like 20 people in here. Are we going to fight them?
I don't think we have a choice at this point.
Stark?
Unless you can convince
sorry.
Torvar to walk out of here.
Then I'm gonna
We're
message Torvar and say,
Oh God.
I'm gonna message Torvar and say, Torvar, first of all, do not respond to what I'm about to tell you audibly.
I was hoping you'd do that. Thank you.
You respond to me by thinking only. Secondly, do you want to fight everyone in this bar, or do you want to give me a chance to get what we want without doing that?
Torvar is going to message back. I don't care about fighting everyone in this bar, but this motherfucker owes me 6 beers or my money back.
If I could get your money back for you, would you?
Yes,
Would you
I will
leave?
leave. I will become peaceful again.
All right. So I messaged Roki saying if I can get the money back, Torvar's fine with leaving.
Do you want us to leave you here by yourself?
I think that's the best chance we have for no combat, or we can fight them all. I think both. I think either have about the same amount odds of success. So.
What happens if anything goes wrong by yourself?
I think I can get away. It probably hurt though.
You don't have wolf form. You can't become a direwolf.
No, but
I will say, like, G, just something to keep in mind. I'm pretty sure you have to be able to see the area, the place you teleport to, and if a door is shut, you won't be able to teleport.
yeah, but I'm
outside.
thinking. Okay, so to reveal my hand, I was thinking I'd use Mage Hand to open the door and then teleport through it.
Okay. Sure. I just didn't want to like something to happen and then you think this was gonna work.
Yeah.
and then
No,
I'm
I was like, it's action,
Okay,
bonus
cool.
action. Action, Mage Hand, open the door, bonus action, teleport.
Surprise
Sure.
round, blindfolded.
All right, Stark, what are you doing during this? So we're gonna say that
Saying that someone
Torvar is
behind
picked
you.
up. He's responded to the message. Roki and Yaru have been messaging back and forth. What are you doing during this time? And you're muted.
Got lightning moving between my thumb and forefinger on
Okay,
my right
still
hand.
sitting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I just have like a little spark. That's it.
Okay, sure. So the last thing Torvar said was that you either wanted your beers or you wanted your money back, correct?
Well, I don't know if we've
That is-
decided what we're doing because I need to tell Torvar to drop it or continue. Honestly, I
We're
think
gonna say that that's like what happened. So Torvar said that, and you messaged him and said, "Hey, look, can I get your money back?" Type of thing. So that's where we're gonna like action again, hit play.
but we haven't decided. I mean, I'm not decided. I think either option has the equal opportunity of success. So it's
I
what
think we should go with the non-violent option if at all possible.
okay. I'm gonna message Torvar and say, okay, I'm gonna get your money back.
Okay.
Okay. So at the same time that message comes through, the dwarf leans in a little closer and says, "Well, if you wanted a beer, why don't you just go back to Vinny's? I'm sure he can help you better than I can."
Torvar just looks at him and says, "Are you or are you not a bartender?"
I am.
And
But
is
I
it
don't.
or is it not your job to sell beer?
Go ahead and roll intimidation by now. You've definitely done your fair share of intimidating.
So one thing that, before he rolls that, one thing that my other campaign is considering doing is changing intimidation to a strength check.
Yes. That
Because
it should be.
And be like,
That's
This
what I
is a
was- that's-
physical. This is a physical intimidation. So add your strength modifier instead of your charisma modifier to this roll.
That's why when he said roll intimidation, I said I hate intimidation because
I love
there's
intimidation.
literally
So what I'm gonna do is play it by
one
if
strength
you're-
check.
If you're physically intimidating someone, roll a strength check. If you are like
talking
implying a
to-
threat or something
Right.
along those lines, then maybe we do charisma.
All right, I'm
What am
never
I doing?
doing a strength intimidation, just for the record.
So am I doing strength intimidation?
Go ahead and just make like a strength check. I guess is what we'll go with.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, are you proficient in intimidation at all? Do you have a check mark next to intimidation?
Yes.
Okay, then roll that and we'll add your strength modifier instead of your charisma modifier.
How the hell do I do that?
Just roll it and then we'll do the math ourselves.
Click on intimidation. Yeah.
All right. And
Or just
what's
roll.
your strength modifier?
3.
She'll just roll strength and then just add your
So you roll. So
Proficiency.
that's a 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I like the
So-
history of knowing what was actually rolled, like seeing intimidation or insight or whatever.
All right. So
Sorry.
he does not seem to be intimidated. He has not backed down. You said, what was your last phrase you said to him?
I said, is it or is it not your job to sell beer?
The old hairy balls on this man.
So he responds, not to people like you.
Fair enough, but hang on. I'm gonna
Why
say
don't you
fair
go
enough.
back to Daddy Vinny. I'm sure he'll take care of you.
Listen, I don't want to break you in half. What I want is either 6 beers or my money back. You don't have to serve me. Give me my money back.
He points to the wet countertop and says, "There's your beer."
I think we're fighting, boys. I don't know how
I told
Torvar backs
So,
down
like
to
at
this.
this point, like if you're Yaru, you do what you want. But if your plan was to get this money back, like you would have time to act now while they've been talking. If
Well,
you
I wasn't planning
any
to-
of you wanted to do.
I wasn't planning to act now, like while they're still here. I was planning to, like, in the
Okay.
course of my finagling, get it back.
Okay,
Well-
sure.
Then you have messed up. Because at this point, what Torvar is going to do is pick him up and then slam him down over my knee.
So, oh god.
All right, we're fighting, boys.
I was waiting for him to just like drop him in the beer on the counter.
Can I like prepare something like an action for like when he does that?
Yeah, you guys have had like ample time now to think about what's about you. You know what's likely
So,
coming.
yeah.
Right now.
Question 1, do we have a map for this?
I am trying to figure something out at this very moment.
Okay, well then we can, if we want to just stop here and we can pick this back up next time right here, because depending on the layout of this place, it's going to change what I do and where people are positioned.
So we're going to pretend that this giant circle in the middle is not there, and it's just full of chairs and tables.
Okay.
That seems fair.
And
Oh, this
I
is
am
actually a
going-
huge tavern. This is not small.
It's
Or wait, are these? I don't know. Are these squares supposed to be 5 feet? What are they supposed to be?
Depends on what those
hopefully
squares
there. I should have aligned it to grid. Yeah.
are. Oh, each one of those big squares on that is a 10. It looks like.
Oh. Oh shoot.
Yeah, that's
okay.
10 square feet.
Yeah, it's a
What?
little. It's a little odd.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Yeah. This is the
Give me
problem.
five
The
seconds.
squares are like the squares that you see are a visual element to the map and not actually the squares.
Right.
Right.
When I was
That-
doing my
but-
one shot, that was the main issue I had, is like getting the roll 20 squares to line up to the map squares. It was tough.
Wait, which? I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. Here. Give me 5 seconds because I think I can fix this real quickly. No, I can't. Okay, so we're gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it. Well, so it's up to you guys. Either we can start combat now and wing it, or we can wait and I will get us a better battle map.
I mean, I'm
It's up to
fine
you
with
guys.
winging it.
You said there's
Okay.
what? There's 20 people here.
We're
It's
gonna
be long
say,
combat.
yeah.
We're gonna be in combat forever.
As in, like, we should get started or we should wait?
I'm thinking this is gonna be like an hour and a half of combat.
Well, I mean, we can end in the
Unless
middle.
all these fuckers go down in 1 or 2 hits. This is gonna be a
So we're gonna
while.
say, G, go like 15 feet to your right, and that's where you, like your table with Thurmond is at. And the rest of you guys are gonna be like right here.
Can throw us on.
Oh,
Oh, we're actually
I
like
can.
close.
I can't put
Um,
my thing
Can
on.
I also just point out,
Oh, I
for
can.
anybody who wants to hold me accountable for this, I will read what G wrote in my character
Oh
sheet.
no.
Personality traits. I blow up at the slightest insult. The best way to get me to do something is to tell me I can't do it.
wait. Torvar is up here.
Oh man, I forgot.
There was
about
no
that.
other way for me to play this.
I forgot
No, I
about
know.
that.
I
I painted this man into a corner.
thought I was prepared, and this is not what I saw. Not going.
You obviously didn't think of Torvar.
Yeah. Well, actually, really, this is all Roki's fault.
How?
He said Torvar to get drinks.
That is,
Yeah.
that is a point. That's a good point.
I mean, personally, I just blame G because it's like he made one character and was like, let's do all the temperamental bad stuff to one side. Let's do all the cool shit over to this character. Here you go, Duke. You get the shit bag. I'm
No,
gonna
he
take the
asked me to
gold
create.
bag."
Okay, hold on. I had to create a character in like an hour, and I was like, "What would be the funniest thing on
Hey,
planet Earth?"
Don't get me wrong. He's actually pretty fun to play. I'm just saying, for what's about to happen here, I had no choice.
Listen, I thought to
Okay.
myself, "What would Duke enjoy
How many
playing?"
are there actually? Because this is now like 24, 25?
We're there.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You
I
guys
thought-
knew
I heard you
beforehand
say-
there were. I
I thought I heard you
counted.
say there were 20 earlier.
I said. I'm pretty sure I said 20. I said mid-20s or something along those lines.
Okay.
Okay.
What are they
I don't
wearing?
even know if there's. Okay, so I will give
They're
it
all wearing
a-
loincloths.
general description of what each of these guys is wearing. They're weirdly all wearing the same thing, huh? Who would have thought? They all seem to be wearing some variation of leather armor with the bracers and the arm guards and the leg guards. Most of them are holding like a mace. They're holding a mace, and there are some that have and you would have seen during all this where they had reached under the table and pulled out a quite large crossbow. Not all of them, but some of them.
But some of them had piercings, right?
Yeah, they're rough and tumble. They're gonna have some piercings.
That's metal on their body!
I'm pretty sure it has to be metal armor. So go ahead and click on heat metal for me. I think the armor has to be mostly
I thought
metal.
it said
for
Choose a
it.
manufactured metal object.
Okay. Okay. Let's
Well,
go
where
But that
is,
would not be effective here anyway. That
Where's
would be the
Holcomb?
worst possible choice.
Holcomb is with. Oh, I forgot to include Holcomb. He's with Yaru.
just
And
do it
just
like
so
all
we
the other
can
ones? Yep. Okay.
keep. Just so we can keep an eye on Holcomb. He's now Harry Potter. All right. Let's go ahead and sorry, this is taking me forever. Go ahead and get initiative going.
All right, for the record,
While I somehow figure out how to get initiative for this ridiculous amount of people.
Honestly, I would just do them all at the same time. There's way
Yeah.
too many to do one individually.
Well, definitely not individually, but I was trying to decide because that's even still like 6 different groups of people.
True, yeah, you can do them in groups.
Okay, so that's almost.
Oops. Oh, I guess I wasn't in a spot. Okay.
So I am preparing. Basically, when Torvar is like holding him up, that's when I'm gonna essentially grab for my quarterstaff and get ready to smack the nearest guy. Because I
Okay.
know something's gonna happen at that point.
all right. At this point,
4.
Looks like health bars did not save, by the way, Doc.
Oh, what?
Sorry.
Is that a map specific thing?
I
Nope.
don't think so. It's a token specific thing. You may not have like resaved the token after you changed it.
Mother trucker. I thought I did that. Sorry, guys.
All good.
Okay.
See, I think
I'm not even gonna color code them all, but they're just gonna be groups.
okay, the YouTube sync worked. I can see it on my channel.
Nice. Cool.
The whole 2.5 hours of it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Yaru's gonna shoot a message to Roki and say, "What do we think? Should I pretend to be neutral, or should I join in the combat?"
When he was counting, he counted you among our group, so
Who did?
the bartender.
Did he?
How would he
Yeah.
know?
He said 1, 2, 3, and then pointed at Torvar for
All right,
4.
but Doc, I mean, I didn't come up with them, and I seem to know Holcomb. So why would the bartender think I was associated?
You don't think that the bartender of a hideout of a posse of people wouldn't know the people that walk into his bar?
You
And
said
know who
everyone was
faces also walk
confused.
in?
I mean, I guess I'm taking it, G, as the fact that he knows that Torvar is with Vinny means he probably has a description of all of us, and you.
But
well,
I
you
used.
transformed actually.
I
You
transformed
hid
myself.
yourself.
Yeah.
He was prestidigitation. That's not transforming. That just makes you look dirtier than you were previously.
Yeah.
Well, no, he chose. Didn't you choose something different?
I chose I cast enough effects on myself to make me look like I belong. That's what I said.
So I will just say, as far as rationale is concerned, that this bartender knows everybody in this posse.
Sure, he doesn't know
and-
me, but how would he know to associate me with Torvar?
He's probably making a general assumption. Like, we came within like 10 minutes of each other, of unknown people that never come in here.
I don't know. I feel like
It is also safe to assume that this man has his connections, and he might already know the people that are interacting with his rival.
but I don't look like I normally do.
You still look like Yaru. You haven't changed your face or your. I don't believe that prestidigitation can change hair or anything like that. You are still Yaru. You just look dirtier than usual.
You're probably thinking of like a minor illusion.
Prestidigitation is a cantrip, so there's a lot of limitations to it. Okay.
I
I don't know how to manually
I
see all these
feel
things.
like with the number of things that I did to make it seem like I'm not with the group, it's kind of a leap for him to assume I'm with the group. Not knowing me, yeah, for sure he doesn't know me, but I don't know why he would associate me with that group based on the information available.
You can think that. He made that leap. So, I don't know how I can give you guys this information. Do you guys know how to actively add more people to the turn order, even though it's like the same token? I can't find anywhere how to manually add more thugs.
Unless
What are
you
you
go
trying to
right
do?
click. Can you right click on one of them and go to add turn?
Oh, that's a good call.
I mean,
add-
each one that you click, you can click on it and then click
Oh, do initiative for each?
initiative. Yeah, it'll do that.
Okay.
But yeah, if you group them, then you'll have obviously grouped ones.
Oh, don't move the map. Please don't move the map. Okay, guys, we're gonna actually, I'm sorry that I basically just wasted your time for the last 15 minutes, but it's almost 12 already, and we haven't even started yet, and I still have a lot I need to work on.
Yeah, no
I think
problem.
that's the better play than, because I'm still probably 15 minutes away from any semblance
Yeah,
of actual.
that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He has to plan our untimely demise.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
that's
were you
already
expecting us to go into combat here?
I should have. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. In my head, I thought, okay, these guys are clearly going to see the massive number of people here, even with Torvar, and try to get an audience with ambition.
I mean,
and that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to give anything away.
That was my intention until Torvar stepped up to the bar.
Yeah.
Kudos to
So-
Torvar. I appreciate
so-
you playing your character.
I know you said that this is a normal bar without stuff in the middle of the room, but there's still a giant gap in the middle of the room. Are the enemies supposed to be more?
Yeah, I'll work on it. It's going to be
Okay.
like tables and stuff, and I'll probably move around some of the tokens, but I was trying to.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, you
That's
could
fine.
get a whole other map if you wanted to. Like,
Yeah, this will. I promise next time we play, it'll look better.
You're fine, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
No worries. Like I said, I just wanted to double check because that's going to depend.
So-
That's going to.
And you were right. I called this a little hole in the wall, but this is the only bar-like map I had. At the
Yeah, I was like, this is huge.
there are a lot more. Like this is pretty much like shoulder to shoulder in here at the moment. Like there's
Right.
enough walkway to get between tables, but it's pretty tight in here. more tight than this map shows.
Great, great.
Yeah,
great.
that's fine. Go ahead and find a different map if you need to, and we'll. Or I mean, we can just
Next time.
section off pieces of the bar too and say this isn't
That's
real.
true.
So whatever works, but yeah,
Yep.
that'll be good for next time.
So JD, since you're here, it says choose a manufactured metal object, and then it gives examples, and they're all a metal weapon, heavy or medium metal armor. To me, like that's a substantial amount of metal, because there is metal on leather armor, on studded armor. Like you have to have something like
Sure.
bits to hold
Yeah,
it together.
clasps and stuff.
I
And
mean,
so
I
I'm
think
fine with-
having a bunch of studs in your ears though, like that's manufactured.
I think anything that gives like skin contact for the metal
Okay.
would count. So like with the leather armor and stuff, like a lot of those classes and stuff don't really touch the skin all the time.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
also face
all right,
it,
consensus
we're going to need
said-
every
consensus-
advantage we can get.
I mean,
Consensus is saying that, so I'm fine with.
I mean, to be honest, I won't be wasting a level 2 spell on heat metal in this encounter.
On one.
It's
out of
not
15
worth it.
or-
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, not worth it.
We're gonna need to focus on a little bit more AoE stuff in this.
Yup. That's why it's
Wow,
like,
where's-
alright, I've
where's,
got my.
Where's 9 when you need him?
Where's fucking Jeff?
Yeah, right. Where's Jeff?
I'm
We
trying.
need
I'm
Jeff
trying to get
here, in
all
all
my-
honesty.
I'm trying
I
to
don't
get all my
think-
trash mob encounters out of the way before Peter gets back, so we can't just fireball the entire room.
I don't
Exactly.
think I have a single. Yeah, I don't have a single area of effect spell.
That is less than ideal in this current situation.
Well, good thing I've got some.
You are the
And
only
you
one.
guys are
that-
probably all aware, but like with this many people in the turn order, you guys will probably have to do more than just like hit whoever's closest to you. So probably figure out some sort of game strategy.
Well, luckily, I got a 22.
All right.
Because
So
I'm gonna try to. I'll probably try to do them in groups of like 5 or 6. So that's 5d6 sorts of damage every turn or every wave.
If they
I guess.
hit, yeah.
Yeah. So and that's true. They might not hit, and then you don't take damage. But I just want you guys to be aware that. Well, I mean, I guess if we'll just see what happens. Oh, I was gonna ask you guys that though. So for the one shot, I know you guys were all okay with like possible TPK situation. Now that this is starting to get extended, are there any of you who would like? I mean, a TPK is always going to be on the table, but like, you want me to tone things down a little so it's not like every other week you're fighting for your life and you might have to make a new character.
what's
Okay.
TPK?
I
Total
kill your
party
character,
kill.
you have to make a new character and we bring him into the campaign.
Yeah. Well, a TPK is the entire party's dead, and at that point, the campaign is usually over.
Yeah,
Oh,
a TPK
I
is like
misunderstood what
ending
TPK is. I thought it just meant.
total party kill is what it stands
Yep.
for.
The
I thought
entire
it was
group is
player
dead.
kill. Okay, like.
No.
Okay. Never mind. No, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. Not the entire party, but just like.
I was
Okay.
like, damn, this is
Yeah.
getting fucking Strahd levels up in here.
I didn't.
That's not what
I did. All right, hold on. For the record, I didn't know that was on the table. I like you.
Okay.
I like Yaru too much to let him die.
Okay.
I mean, character deaths are always on the
So-
table.
So I will say that yes, they're on the table, but I will, as far as I'm like taking that into consideration, that I will keep that in mind. If you like really dug your own grave and
Yeah.
the option that is right there is to kill you or to have your player die, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like, I'm definitely choosing survival over like advancing the story in my case.
Absolutely. Good to know. Well, I promise we get to combat.
All right.
That you did.
So, Doc, question. A big part of my character is choosing what season I'm currently in.
This is more bad news, but it's every long rest.
Right. So, do you remember what the last one was? Because I don't.
I think you said it was fall. Because
were
you did
summer in the
something.
cave, but yes, I believe you tried to do. You switched and had tried something else.
You were, I think you were fall because you did something when we were trying to like convince those guys in the forest that Arisma didn't run away or she wasn't here or something
What
like
does
that.
fall give you?
That's right.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think it was fall.
Well,
I think fall is like fear, maybe.
No, it's charmed by you for 1 minute.
Okay.
But we
Right,
long,
so-
but I did. I mean, we did sleep between now and then.
I'm gonna say that you've slept since then, so we're gonna say right now. Make sure to write it down somewhere, but you can pick what season you'd like to be.
Okay, but for in general for the future, how do you want to handle me deciding that?
We're gonna say a long rest, and if we remember after every long rest, say, hey, I'm gonna be this.
Because I don't want to
But
do.
I'm not gonna be a stickler if we forget and you're like, oh
Yeah.
wait, I wanted to be.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like I'm doing it in reaction to what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it should
Right,
be
right.
predetermined. But
If
in
that
this,
becomes like a habit, we figure it out.
But in this
after every
case-
long rest, I'm gonna try to ask you.
but in this case, I'm going to say I'm currently summer.
Honestly, I would just say pick a default one. So like summer's your default, and if you don't specifically say like after a long rest, then you're just summer.
Yeah, I would definitely say summer because it's the most. It's the one that allows
General
me
use.
to cause damage on teleporting.
Okay, so we're just as long as you're okay with it, we'll say other unless stated otherwise, you are summer.
Okay. Yeah.
Duke, hats off to your performance tonight. You played Torvar exceedingly well.
Hopefully it
Yeah.
doesn't kill us.
Some say too well.
some
Some the way it went.
some
I
say
even managed to kind of make friends with Vinny, and still managed to undo everything in one.
See, the thing is this is if this goes well, Vinny's just gonna hear about if there's any survivors. Vinny's gonna hear about this, and like he's gonna end up liking Torvard even more because you are just going to be his number one muscle.
I mean,
that just
I
fucks
anticipate
shit up.
I anticipate us. I mean, I intend to go ham here and just blow everything in a desperate attempt to survive this encounter.
I do not
Well,
see us
good thing
surviving
you
this
have a
encounter.
bunch of AOE spells there, right?
Yeah.
Basically, my
I feel
whole
certain we're all gonna die.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I mean,
going.
Torvar has no AoE. I have no AoE. Yoru has no AoE. So
My AOE is small.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give serious thought to the sequence of events that's going to occur for me.
Like my two AoE spells that I have on right now. Actually, my others don't really. I think I have others that do damage anyway. I've got Thunder Wave, which is a 15-foot cube. That's actually reasonably large.
Pretty good, yeah.
And then I've got Shatter, which is a 10-foot radius sphere.
Guys,
On a
I've
point
got
of my
melee
sheet.
attacks.
Yeah, me too.
So, 10-foot radius sphere is this big.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, the room is gonna be bigger, so
No, it's
I-
going to be smaller.
It fucking better be. I better be able to get 10 of those fuckers in this thing.
All right, so my suggestion, if we can kind of game plan here,
Definitely.
Yes, because we always keep our game plans.
my suggestion is who all has the ability to heal. I know I do, but who else does?
I now have 3 potions.
Okay,
Good thing I took them all.
is it just
I
me who
mean,
has the ability to cast healing?
I've got Cure Wounds, which isn't much, but I do have the ability to use my Defensive Field bonus action to give myself 5 temporary hit points.
All right, so my
So,
suggestion is
It's
going.
helpful, but
My suggestion is going to be that we set up so that we're in kind of some sort of formation with whoever
Or
has the most
corner.
health points on the outside, probably either Torvar or Stark. And basically, we want to make it so that I can cast things outside of us as people approach without exposing myself to attacks, and I can also heal people when needed.
Yeah, I mean, I think we pretty much need to back ourselves into a corner and fight in one direction.
Yeah, that was so either, and I can teleport one time, so it's whichever corner you want. It's either this corner or
It depends. Well, no, it depends on what the new map will look like.
Yeah,
We
so
can't really pick one right now.
what I'm saying is Stark, Roki, and Yaru can collapse on each other, and Torvar can fight his way over to us.
Well, I'm thinking that because we're gonna have surprise rounds, hopefully, when Torvar does his thing, and so we can kind of like make our way to Torvar, and we can kind of like use the bar
Okay.
as like defense, maybe.
Yeah.
And hide behind the
So
bar.
okay, I like that because what I can do is I can teleport here and cause some damage on my teleport, and then y'all can come over to me. Me and Torvar can form an initial formation.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on what the new map will look like and where people are at and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
we can
map
just-
is going to be tighter packed.
Right.
I'll say if we can just funnel them towards us too, that'll help.
Because I have a lot of spells that I can use. They're just all like single target.
How tall is the ceiling in here? Is it like a big open area, like a 20-foot ceiling type of thing? Or is it just like a normal bar with like an upper level?
We're gonna say that it's a normal bar. So what? 10 feet? Is that what?
10 feet. Okay.
Okay.
And I can also cast. I can give everybody bardic inspiration. I can use cutting words once per round.
Just remember, your bardic inspiration is a bonus action, so you have to
Yeah.
like, use a bonus action to get
Right,
it
but
out.
after I use my initial bonus action, the only other it's either I use bardic inspiration or healing word. Those are the only two things I can use with bonus action right now.
Gotcha.
So I can be alternating healing and bardic inspiration. And I have cutting words available to me to use once per round.
Cutting words, yeah, the reaction, so only got one, but doesn't cutting words use a bardic inspiration die?
I don't think
Or
so.
is that a spell? Like a spell slot?
I think cutting words is a spell slot, isn't it?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
bardic
I believe it's a
inspiration
bonus
die.
action.
That's a reaction.
Bardic thing.
Yeah, it should be a
Yeah,
reaction.
oh.
But it doesn't say that
Maybe
it
right.
takes one of my bardic inspiration uses.
Yeah, rolling a bardic inspiration die, yeah. You can use your reaction to expend one of your uses of bardic inspiration, rolling a bardic inspiration die and then
Okay.
subtracting the number rolled. So,
Alright.
yeah,
Yeah, then I would save all my bardic inspirations for using cutting words.
Probably.
And I can only do it for 5 rounds.
But I mean,
You know,
really,
I sort of betrayed Torvar a little bit. Like, I should have blown up at that guy right at the very beginning, but I knew it was our doom. And I tried to give us 3 opportunities to get out of it.
Yeah, but Doc said no.
He just kept,
The
he just kept
dwarf was
coming at you.
pretty sure. He was pretty confident that there wasn't about to be a 24v4 situation.
Yeah.
Blame it on the
He
dwarf.
has-
Sure.
That is how he's had his back here, which we'll find out if they do or not.
Oh boy. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, this will be interesting.
yeah.
Will
This will
We're all
be.
gonna die.
If I die here, I'm making another Eladrin elf bard that's just got a different name.
His name will be Zaru.
Exactly.
No, his name is going to be Yartu.
Distant cousin. Yeah, Yartu, exactly.
Or 2.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's exactly what will happen.
Okay, well, sorry I've killed us all. I had no choice.
You haven't killed us yet.
Oh, man.
There's like a
Gonna be close.
0.37% chance we survive this. Hey, I can cast Vicious Mockery as much as I want to.
That you can. That you
I mean,
can.
That's a pretty weak spell, though, is the problem.
Yeah, but if I run out of spell slots, at least I have some offensive capability.
You have a rapier.
I'm not planning to fight anybody for real.
For real.
You guys, will be pleased,
Man.
you guys will be pleased to know that in our other campaign, if and when we get back to it, Silas, he's a much craftier asshole. So,
Wait, am I
he's-
Yaru
he's
in
not
that
like
campaign
Torvald.
too?
Huh?
I think so.
Didn't
That's
make
what the
another
character
character.
is.
Unless you wanted to make another character.
I might make another character. I think we didn't really
Okay,
start that.
talk to Pete about getting a new sheet made for you then.
Did we? We didn't actually start that one, did we?
Nope.
Technically,
We did a prologue.
I thought it was like a
because I think-
prologue.
Yeah, we did the prologue, but I mean, I'm sure you could just sub a new character in. It's not like we had any backstory or development
Okay.
He
other
wasn't
than,
even there
hey,
when
there's
we
this
wanted to do
maze
that.
and there's this guy, and he wants you to go through the portal. We went through the portal. We woke up in the
Well,
light.
G wasn't even there, right? That's why we did the prologue in the first place.
No, I was there. It was
Oh,
It's probably,
Who's
was I
missing?
not there?
was it Doc missing?
I think it was Doc. I think it was
yeah.
I
Doc.
was the one that
wasn't
wasn't
there.
actually in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have done Doc's one shot.
Classic Andrew.
I think otherwise we just would have started the thing.
I don't think anyone's ever used Doc's real name except for that one time just now.
That might be the first time anyone's actually referred to me as my first name.
Let's see. Do you actually go by Andrew, or do you go by something shorter?
Andy?
I have a couple people that call me that, and I don't mind, but nobody ever really calls me it.
You know what's funny? Yeah, now you're with me because literally only one time someone called me by my real name while we were in DC.
The problem is G is too easy to say.
It is.
My real name is only one syllable.
No, I understand that. But G is too easy to say.
You could extend your name to a couple.
See, we
And
actually
also,
we
here's
actually have to
another thing
think
that I
about it
noticed.
though.
It took us 3 or 4 times hanging out together as a group before we stopped calling each other our video game names.
It's true. Well, I think by the
I feel like it'd be harder with you, Duke, just because Duke is feels like an actual name too.
I mean,
It's not like your
for me,
Green
it's the
Sinatra
opposite way.
69.
it was hard to start
Yeah,
calling.
no, so like Rock knew me as Justin like from the beginning.
Oh,
Because my old Xbox Live name was literally my first and last name.
Just a batch go.
Forgot about that. I
That's
forgot
funny.
about that.
nice.
So when I come and I see this Duke of Pleasure, I'm like, who the hell's this guy? That's Justin. That's not Duke. That's weird.
That's funny.
I was gonna say, I think the person I referred to the most by their first name when I was in DC was probably Jacob.
Yeah.
I flipped fairly frequently with him.
I had to make a
I
conscious
do
decision.
think I said Brock a couple times, but
No, I don't think you did because I think only Chris is the one who used my real name. Because I remember being like, "Someone say my name."
I think I may have done it in like reference to you, like not when I was like trying to get your attention. And so you might obviously didn't hear that, but yeah. And I don't know. I feel like I jumped back and forth often between Duke and Justin as well.
All right, boys. Well, this was fun. Apologies for our impending deaths.
It is what it is. It wouldn't be.
We're just gonna have Jeff come save us again.
Yeah, yeah.
These
Ju-
tokens
if-
aren't
if-
connected to your character sheet.
Wait, can that be what
How are
happens?
they-
Because
I mean, they have to be
if
for us
Pete-
to drag them out onto the board.
I'm looking at, who am I looking at right now? I'm looking at Roki, I'm looking at yours, and it's not connected to your character sheet.
I drug mine out from my character sheet onto the board right now. That's how that one got there.
if
You should
Alright,
be able
I'll
to go
look
to
into it.
edit, and then underneath the image it should have like a token.
Gee, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying with that, but like, the only time that we would play this is if like Peter isn't here.
no, I'm saying if Peter's available next time, we want to finish this. Can Peter just appear and just save us all with a fireball?
I do like the way that I'd have to think about that. We'll see.
I was gonna say we've definitely been in bad situations in other campaigns before, and like the characters come out of nowhere that that's saved our asses before.
Nothing is impossible in D&D is all I will say.
I was gonna say I've got so many great stories from Curse of Strahd.
Other
I
than
don't wanna say
Yaru rolling a
anything.
bad persuasion check.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't even bad. It wasn't like a 16.
He rolled a 12 and it ended at a 23.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
but yeah, I feel like if we had Jeff here, this would be a cakewalk fight.
Yeah.
Unless he rolled low on his initiative.
I mean, all he needs is one round, and like half these guys are dead.
Yeah, the room goes up.
Which,
All right.
Alright.
Well,
cool.
I'm tired. I'm gonna head to bed. So
Yep. This was fun.
I will talk to you guys later.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Take it easy, fellas. That was fun.
Yeah.